Welcome back, everybody, to a fun family animation Pixar Disney friendly film courtesy of Jay. We've got a bit of Bugs Life today. How is everybody? How's your lovely weekend going so far? Our one's raining, so it's gone back to great old British weather so far.
Oh no, we have beautiful blue skies, a nice cool breeze, and Jay, what a treat. Great pick.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing well. Speaking of family, you may hear my son crying a little bit in the background. He's a bit fussy this afternoon. He's all right. He's with his mom and his grandmother, so he's totally covered. But outside of that going on in the background, a pretty peaceful weekend here.
At least it's not bad. I must say, my kid, he's in bed now, of course, but he all day he found this like the tube whistles.
Oh yeah,
That
you
was
got a lot
fun.
of that today.
That was fun for a good 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I think they actually just got him to settle down now too, so we should be in the clear.
there we go. That's fine. We don't mind. That's all good. We're all used to it. But yeah, so yeah, it's a Bug's Life. Now that Jay, this was your animation pick. So is this now our second animated movie? So we had Akira. And then this is the second one. So I really thought you were going to go Lion King or Tarzan. I don't know why.
Well,
and then you said, I've done a list, and you went for A Bug's Life.
Exactly.
So
that's kind of my thing with these this new category we introduced of us doing these separate picks is to do things not already on the list. And as we've continued to do Film Club, I've kind of realized how many movies I forgot to put on the list just because I don't know why I thought it was such a crunch time where I just had to put something on there. So a lot of these movies have come to mind afterwards. And I'm like, oh, I wish I put that on the list. So it kind of works out great with these new categories that we can kind of substitute them in for the week.
Yeah.
And this would have been one of them. As much as Tarzan is on the list, and I do love that movie, there's honestly as we were just talking backstage, I grew up in this era, so there's a ton of these movies that I absolutely adore, even from the 2D Disney animation ones like Hercules and Aladdin and Lion King, all those. But Pixar specifically was like, it really boomed during my childhood. So I was kind of the perfect age group for it. And even as I got a little bit older and aged out of it, that's the thing with Pixar. Do you really ever age out of these movies? They're always so good and so wholesome. Even when you become an adult, you can watch them, or if you have a family. So even the ones like The Incredibles and Up and all those that started coming out as I got older were still always great. So yeah, this was one of the ones I always held a little bit higher than the rest. Personally, to me, I loved it. So I wanted
this. This is 98. I just looked up. So their first movie was Toy Story, 95, Pixar. So it was a studio.
Yes, this was like right at the beginning of it.
What a great start.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So they kind of just quickly had a look. Yeah. So they were. It was, I guess, it was like, wow. It was they did like that kind of style animation. I think it was a very,
well, coming off the 2D stuff too, because that was my, younger childhood was Little Mermaid and Aladdin and all those 2D animations that are all great. But this was like a whole new world, not to use the Aladdin pun.
That one. We know you planned that one.
If you go into a song, we'll let you have it.
But this was, in fact, a whole new world for animation. As a kid, this blew my mind.
Yeah, like the 90s, like early 90s, I guess in 95, but that's it. But before that, it was still the Disney kind of Aladdin.
The princess stuff and all
What's
that.
the name? Little Mermaid's 89, I think. So it's,
Beauty and the Beast. And now, Jay, you get to share
one.
These with your little one. It's the circle of life, isn't it?
Yeah, there we go again. Yeah, it is.
Let us know, chat, when you want me to mute them.
Apparently we could do Disney puns all day.
But yeah, so this I say like for this hasn't got a massive, like, except for Kevin Spacey, that was a real hit at the time. We won't say what he's done now. But the stars in this, they're not well known unless they're American TV, American at them. Really? Is it?
They were
they're not
very
like-
much on American sitcoms at the time.
okay.
The-
Louis-Dreyfus, even Brad Garrett was on
Yeah.
Everybody Loves Raymond at the time.
David Hyde Pierce, John Ratzenberger.
Yeah. So yeah, except for I suppose Kevin Spacey internationally, not really. I suppose like
Probably
that. So,
not.
no. But
Now Jonathan Harris, who
yeah,
plays the praying mantis, not only brilliant stage actor dating back to the 1940s and 50s, and then he was the doctor in Lost in Space. Remember?
oh,
I mean, and it's
yes,
a
I do.
odd voice.
Yeah,
Kids
no,
certainly wouldn't have recognized his voice, but I was surprised. Jonathan Harris, Phyllis Diller, Madeline Kahn. I had to ask myself, oh my God, I didn't even realize they were still alive back then, because I don't think I know for sure Jonathan Harris is not alive now. And it was like, wow, there were some older actors who made their way into voice acting.
Easy job, ain't they?
The parents
job.
would recognize them for sure.
Yeah.
And
But,
she
yeah,
passed away too. So Madeline Kahn passed away the following year. Wow, she passed away in 99. So Jonathan Harris, Phil Stiller,
Okay.
and Madeline Kahn all no longer with us.
Did we mention Bonnie Hunt and Dennis Leary?
And Bonnie Hunt and Dennis Leary.
Yeah, would they have had any kind of international pull at that time? I don't think so.
I'm gonna have a look at their face. Just like Dreyfus, like not really major star.
Should have
Seinfeld.
just been Seinfeld.
Seinfeld,
really.
that's Elaine from Seinfeld.
Yeah, see, no, it's not gonna be really, is it?
Was that not as big in the UK as it was here?
No.
Oh, no kidding.
No, I'm just trying to look by sometimes you don't get the names with a face, but no, I don't think.
David Hyde Pierce is Niles from
Hayden
Frasier.
Panettiere.
Yeah,
I never knew that.
That is, but yeah, Frasier. Yeah, I'm kind of, but that.
Richard Kind would have been another TV face, kind of a movie face. He's been in a lot of stuff, honestly.
But even like in '98, Frasier. When was Frasier released?
Probably a little bit before that.
Yeah, I would have said that 90s era, mid 90s era.
And then before that, Ratzenberger was in Cheers.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just gonna go off.
And he would have been Ham in Toy Story as well.
Frasier. When did it get released? 93. So if you look at 93, probably at that time, it's going to take a couple of years coming over and then getting big on our TV. So you probably he might have just been in the mainstream as Frasier. But yeah, Frasier, it was good over here, but I don't think it pulled the proper big numbers. But yeah, so but alas, but yeah, things. But
yeah, he's a fussy one tonight. He doesn't want to go for his afternoon nap.
That's fine. Oh, wait.
I'll trade with him. I'll take an afternoon nap.
Yeah,
right.
When
I can't get enough afternoon naps.
But yeah, so let's go with this. Literally a bit of a Bug's life. So we start off, of course, in the movie, the location of the bugs, Bugtopia, or whatever you want to call it, of a little
Island.
Ant Island, is that what it's called? Ant Island. Yep. There we go. And then we get our first introduction to the ants doing their harvesting. And of course, everybody's working kind of hard they're gathering the harvest. Don't know why yet, but they're gathering the harvest. So everybody's working things. I do like this bit where the leaf falls and it blocks the path. And then they panic.
The way he screams gets me every time.
What do we do? And then like, don't worry. No, it's not as bad as the stick of something, whatever year it was.
The stick of 96 or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and they're like, oh, so like, come here, like, oh, and there's the path again. So we kind of get a little set of things. We get see the princess who's nervous. This is her first kind of run through because she's taken over from the Queen. Yeah, and then we kind of get stomped on the head, and we find out Flick. Is it Flick? Isn't it? Who is a kind of a I don't know, what would be kind of a maverick of the
He's an inventor, definitely an inventor, a bit eccentric. You know, you can kind of tell out of the gate too. Genuinely good character. You know, means well with all his inventions, but that they're definitely wearing thin on the patience of the colony.
Yeah, he's not doing it the way that's always worked. Let's say that. So yeah, so everybody's kind of annoyed. Do what you know, just follow in line because we've got to get the harvest done, and this it's gonna work. Yeah, and I can't remember what's her name. Oh, what's her character name? Go on. Dot, who's kind of taking for him. So like he's got another invention. This is a God, what's it called?
A telescope.
Telescope. My God, that literally, when your brain goes mad.
Yeah, been there.
That's it. Yeah. So it's just a little cute. So she's the I suppose princess as well, isn't she? So yeah, and then of course they hear a noise, and the harvest is being collected, and get to the anthill because something's coming. But Flick has got an idea to put the last bit he's got in his packet. Unfortunately, he causes a little bit of a harvest avalanche. Destroys all the cap. I like this bit because it's quite quick setup to the plot. I like this because it's in like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say right at the beginning. The whole movie honestly moves along pretty quickly, as a lot of these Pixar ones do. The target audience isn't necessarily looking for these long, fleshed out 2.5 hour films.
It's a 90 minutes.
Along nice.
It's just over 90 minutes, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think just an hour 40 maybe.
Yeah, and so they hear some rumbling up from below as they all hide in, and Flick comes in. I might have made a mistake, and then of course we get our first viewings of the grasshoppers. So this is, and I did put it on chat. This is going to be the quickest poll ever. His name is Hopper, Grasshopper Hopper. Why not? Who is played
simple enough?
Voice over 67%. We'll let it have you. Voice overed by Kevin Spacey, and he's mean. He's so we find out straight away that he's using the ants to kind of get their winter food. My God, winter fall. Oh, I can't say it. Oh my God, winter food. Oh my!
I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing. Keep going.
I can't say it every time. I want to say winter fuel, and I can't say I got that in my head. There we go. But yeah, so he's a bit mean, a bit things, but he gives them the ultimatum after the princess steps forward, and he's like, "You're not the queen yet." But the queen says she's kind of taken over, and they have now until the last leaf falls. So they have till autumn, people. Autumn. The end of autumn. So that happens. And then, of course, we have... what's this one's called? The crazy one. But anyway, they have a crazy grasshopper. I think this is funny. Like, they're all normal, except for this one little... it's like let off the hound kind of job. So if they don't do what they say,
untamed grasshopper.
Yes. That's it. They're release this one on him, and they all get a bit scared. But of course, because of what Flick's done, he gets drawn into a council, I don't know, like a judge and jury kind of thing, where he's again they're having a conversation about what he's done, what he did wrong, and even to this, he kind of apologizes. Completely disregards everything the people are saying, what the ants are saying, and then comes up with a brilliant idea. We need help, without not listening to anything. So he finally asks, the queen, the old queen, for help. They all agree, for the princess and the council agree that he should go and find help, mostly because it's a good way to get rid of him. He won't find anybody. We'll just do the harvest, and he won't mess it up. So he's off, thinking he's going to save the anthill, or what do you want to call it? And everybody's watching on, and as he goes over, says his goodbyes, and everybody cheers. Like, hey! So yeah, so they're all happy that he's gone. And he gets to the end, and you can see where he's got a bit of know-how. He's got some, how newbies. It's kind of like what we had in Lord of the Rings, 1 foot more. And this is the furthest I've ever been, but this is nobody goes outside their island. So it's, yeah. So he gets a dandelion stem, flies, and splat. So yeah, it's got a bit of comical straight away. It's good. It's like how, what Flicks is. He's your bumbling hero straight
This
away.
is the
So,
animation they get so well with these
Yeah.
landscapes and the shadows, and really turning it into a 3D, rendering 3D type animation without being 3D. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think this is kind of the best when, especially kind of going over and seeing the riverbed. And spoilers, you don't know until the very end how tiny Ant Island really is. It's just this little dot in the middle of a river, and the riverbed's dried up. But as he kind of takes flight on the dandelion's seed, whatever, it's really good. And this is where I was like, oh yeah, this is what I really appreciate about Pixar.
Yeah, I'd say like you can even it still holds up, even though you can see, oh, they've done it better. They've sharpened it more, but that's just technology. But even now, it's still, it's still a good kind of animation, I suppose, for even from today's standard. If somebody came out with that style and did it today, you'd be like, yeah, that's quite good. So we get that, and then we get our first kind of get a drawn into a different place of the circus. I don't know, we'll get to that in a moment. So we get introduced to our little circus performers at PT Flea's circus. So they're all performing to a bunch of flies like that, not doing too well. So we get kind of straight away, we get introduced to all the other characters, and it's quite it's a clever way to move it all very quickly, move it forward until we get to the kind of the actual premise, I suppose, or the storytelling of the animation. But this is just also for just a bit of fun. It's just to like get them, like the kids and all that. It's like they're all, circus, all doing it around, all clowning around. Everything goes wrong. It's just, it's a little bit funny. So we get introduced to all the different characters. My favorite, Hemlock, the beauty who wants to be a beautiful butterfly, and we'll get to that later. And then we get the stick. What is his name? Oh, forgot what the stick's called.
Stick.
Is it just Stick?
Isn't it
just
Stick?
Is it Stick?
Let me see. Hang on.
Is it just Stick? Flick, Stick, Hopper. It probably is, because they're going to be right on the nose, aren't they?
Going to the IMDb again.
I
should have printed this page off. I usually print off all the actors, but didn't do the voice actors. Oh, come on. Okay, actors.
Who is it?
Okay, Hopper, Flick, Dot, Ada, Queen. Yep. Slim. Sorry, it's Slim, not Stick. Close enough.
There we go. But we get all the things, and then we get Ladybird. Do you think they would have done this today? The misgendering?
Maybe. Now, see, you guys call them ladybirds. I swear I grew up thinking that there was a ladybird, like there was a bird called a ladybird, because we call them ladybugs, because they're bugs, they're not birds. And it took me a long time to realize that what you were calling a ladybird is the same thing that we call a ladybug.
There you go. But so he gets there's 2 flies. We'll get to see them later as well. Who is hey, like give him a bit of a hit on, and he gets on. Yeah, just because you think my name's a lady, you think I'm a lady. Yeah, it's quite a little bit of a funny soap there. He kicks off at them, and then of course we get the marvelous. Wow, what is his actual show name? So I've lost the actual page.
That one is
The
okay.
marvelous. It's the marvelous something, doesn't he call himself?
His name
Yeah.
is Manny. It's Manny. Manny, because he's a praying
marvelous
man.
Manny. Yeah, brilliant.
Manny.
Yeah. So yeah, they go straight on to the easy names for every single one. But yeah, he's a show with his butterfly friend and things. But these, I'm guessing they're supposed to be the Russian circus
acrobats, like the crazy acrobats that will shoot themselves out of cannon, as we see.
Yeah, and they're just like no. But so that we get to see that they do the we just see that and everything goes wrong. He like what is his name? With the main attraction, the flea does the what's it of
PT.
death?
PT flea.
Yeah, PT flea. What's he do? What's the name of death? The firing flame of death or something, is it? Like the flame of death. And then yeah, so what it is, they're all gonna do this one jump down act, but it all goes wrong.
Looks brilliant. I mean, it looks like it would be amazing.
Yeah, but yeah,
but it
so
all
they
goes
do
wrong.
that. But it goes wrong. Everybody, he fires the whole lot of them on the spot, and then we get, I'm guessing at the time, this bit, and it's very simple. It's a fly going into one of those lights, and it's just, and I've heard so many people use this, just like in normal day. It's like, don't look at the light. I can't. It's so beautiful. It's just like to be a bit silly. I've hit like so many people I've heard say this one, and I'm guessing
those aren't allowed here anymore, Jay. I don't know if they're allowed where you live, but a lot of places in the United States do not allow a good old bug zapper. I miss a good old bug zapper. I do. I remember as a kid just hearing the zzz, because of mosquitoes. I certainly wouldn't want a beautiful butterfly.
Oh yeah, mosquitoes are terrible. Mosquitoes are terrible. Yeah. They can go into the bug zappers. I'm not worried about them.
We get them still into like restaurant kitchens and stuff like that. They have still these.
Do you guys have them banned where you are, Sandy? I don't think we do here. Not that I know of.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, like I don't know if it's statewide or the counties, but we couldn't use them anymore. And if you want to buy one, you have to buy them someplace else and kind of smuggle them in. So no one knows where I live, so no one can come find me.
Is it human rights?
Animal
rights? Something silly.
Probably would be something like that. It's the same thing with the shower. Like our shower heads have to be low flow. So you have to go to West Virginia to get a shower head to get a good shower, like to get that good water pressure. You have to go get your shower kit in West Virginia and smuggle it in Maryland. Not that I've ever done that. I just happen to maybe think that might be what you have to do to get a good shower.
Interesting.
Well, at least you've just told everybody how to, the district law or whatever.
Your shower head.
But there's nothing like the sound of a bug zapper on a summer night. I'll tell you what.
When they're going, it's like fireworks.
In the morning, the birds have their breakfast. So circle of life again, circle of life.
You can. I know somebody who used to raise chickens that would give them the insects from their zapper.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I do like it. I did. Got one. Yes. Well, you're at night, like you're ever away and you hear it. You hear that. Yeah, you're like, yes, I didn't get bit tonight.
Or at least one less bite.
Yeah, one less bite, yeah. So yeah, we go back to Flick, and now he's going into Jay, do we know the Bug City?
I think they just call it the city. Bug. I want to say in the game they just called it Bug City, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. I did actually look. I didn't know they did a game. I actually saw it.
I adore that movie tie-in game. It's one of my favorites. I actually have it for the PlayStation 1. I have a copy of it downstairs. I got it recently.
There we go. Yeah, I hadn't got a clue they did that.
This was like the era of movie tie-in games. It was a part of marketing for just about any movie that was not always just the ones aimed at kids. You got a lot of like like the Disney, a Hercules one, a Tarzan one, this movie, all of them, but also
But
like
this
X-Men
makes
movies
sense.
and things like that got some.
This one kind of makes sense because you could do it like like micro machines. You've just got that everything's. You can just do it like.
Oh yeah, I mean,
big,
honestly, with all of these movies, they all made sense at the time. Like video games were kind of making that next great leap in gaming in terms of what you could do with them, and that era was the video game era for or generation for kids growing up in it. So, but they saw it as a perfect opportunity, which it was. And there was some classics in there that people really still like to this day. A couple 2D side scrollers, Lion King, Aladdin, the whole deal.
Yeah. I was busy.
I was doing this, watching these movies and playing the games.
Yeah. So
this
service,
breaks my heart. This has broken my heart since I was a kid. I hate this little scene. This poor cricket.
That was really yes.
Yeah, but it's great because then it will like if kids get into the middle, like don't.
Yeah, and I guess maybe that's a lesson learned out of it. It's kind of like Sid from Toy Story, like the weird behaviors of him. Like don't do that. Play what do you say? Play nice type of thing, or whatever the hell he says at the end of it.
Oh, God. Yeah, why would you do that? Yeah. It's just like, it's funny.
It's depressing.
Like
and then they just cut it with the little mime millipede thing here. That always gets me.
Yeah. But yeah, so we get into he goes into their pub or bar, whatever you want to call it. It's quite funny. This is what the poop platter.
The poo-poo platter, yeah.
And then we get like the guy also ordering and I put it in the chat, the B positive thing, but we get that thing we get a bit.
Oh, that's
Bloody
right.
Mary. I love it.
Bloody Mary.
Make sure it's O positive.
Oh yeah.
I
but
love
we get
the
out.
way Pixar does this kind of thing and a lot of animations will do it, but specifically Pixar, I think in this era did it a lot when they did stuff like this, was apply the human world to a world like this. And I always love the way they draw, but like just the silly things, like the bottle caps being the tables. And I love the way they just make a human world for a world that wouldn't necessarily have that. Obviously, it always comes out so good. The attention to detail that they put into it.
So we get our down and out circus group who are, they've been sacked and they don't know what to do. But whilst things are what we saw earlier, our ladybird or ladybug he's flies who were in the ones are back now to kind of have a go at him. And they brought their big brother, I'm guessing their big brother fly, and he comes out is to do an act from Robin Hood. I'm guessing this is supposed to be. I can't remember. Is it supposed to be Robin Hood? It's just. I feel like
I just think it's something in the kind of nature of it. I don't know if it actually was or not.
But it's the heroes of the bugs or something, isn't it? Like that. So yeah, where then of course Flick's there, and he's. I found them. I found the heroes. He gets pushed to the back, of course, whilst it's all happening, and he gets to see the aftermath of the fight completely by accident. It makes out that it looks like the circus performers have won the fight, and it was just by pure luck they came out alive. But
accidental tough guys.
Yeah. So of course he gives them a thing. We need your help. They're thinking they're gonna get that he's a talent scout, isn't it? And they, oh my, he's a talent scout. Yes, we're definitely taking the job. And and off they go, flying back. And I do like it because when they're flying back, he's explaining it all to the two. I'm gonna call them the Russian bugs because they just come out.
I don't know if you call these, Sandy, what we call them here. I don't know if it's a regional thing, but we call them roly-polies.
Roly-polies.
Okay,
they're roly-polies
that is
for sure.
Yeah, because they do ball up into those little balls, and they love to hide in air ducts. I usually find them the most.
Yep.
But
what are they then?
We call them roly-polies.
Like
I've never known the
acrobats,
actual scientific term.
Go on, some never look. What's a roly-poly?
But like when you're at, when you see those circus acts, and they usually are like Eastern Europeans. They're doing all the tumbling. So I think it's perfectly cute that the roly-polies are
Oh my
the
word!
acrobats.
What are they
And we
actually
have-
called?
I literally cannot pronounce the name. No wonder everybody called them roly-polies.
Well, when we have
So
these
Is there,
little
is there a
gyms-
shorter name for it? Because we have
It's
weird.
considered
like-
a terrestrial crustacean, but the actual name for it, it's a
for it.
family of wood lice.
Yeah.
I love
Armadillidae.
Yeah.
Oh, because they kind of look like armadillo because they've got the armor.
Right.
like
I'll
yeah,
see
we
if I
have
can-
we have a
I'll
wood
show you
lice,
here.
but they don't look like that. So I didn't know what they
Oh,
were.
so you'll have
think
to look them up, James.
yeah,
'Cause
it's in the
they
family.
roll.
They actually go. They actually roll. No.
Yeah, when you get near them, they get scared and they roll. So they're
Ah.
roly-polies. And
Mhm.
our little
big are- yeah.
gyms, like for little kids.
Because our ones
to
are
learn-
tiny.
Yeah, the little gyms to learn tumbling. The gym, we have Gymboree, and then we have roly-poly gym. So the roly-poly gym where little kids go to learn, gymnastics is called
And
roly-poly.
they named. Oh, how funny!
I can't believe you don't have roly-polies.
So I just sent it to you guys in Discord, so you can actually also see the name, so you don't think I'm just having trouble reading. It's a crazy name.
I'm dyslexic, and I'm not going to have trouble reading.
God,
Even
good luck.
scientific
Good luck
names.
with this one,
Yeah.
Stasis. It's a tough one.
But my mum was a florist, and she would always like say the the scientific name for flowers, and I'm like, what was that? Just alien language. And like that, yeah. Read this. What? Just letters on a sheet. So they go back. They're now thinking they're getting a job, and they're off back to was it Bug Island? Ant Island. Where they're now. The rest of them have been working really hard to do the I suppose the second harvest before the last leaf falls, and they're dropping like ants. Let's just say, is that it? Oh, sadly.
Yeah,
that is.
that's it.
That's
Another
not,
short name for it is pillbug, which that one I've heard before, but that I guess is the scientific family of this.
somebody just went like that.
Yep,
And then went,
just
what,
two fingers right across the keyboard and called it a day.
There we go. That is it. You know what's the word?
Yep, that's
it. Wow.
Wild.
Yeah, never had. Yeah, hence roly. Yeah, but how do you get roly poly? Just because of the L's? Like,
Just
there's a lot
like
of
I
L's?
think just a silly name people gave for
Because
it. that
they
was
roll.
easier. Yeah.
Because they
Well, yeah, they comes
they
from
wrap
the
up
rolling.
and roll. They're roly-polies.
Sounds like
Pill bugs. I have heard that name before. I just I forgot of it. I'm thinking of roly polies first.
like,
That's the most
like
common.
somebody went like, "Oh, would you like to have a roly poly?" It sounds like I'm giving you like a sweet, like a cake.
No.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah, I
James,
can
I
see
think
that.
you're having trouble visualizing. They really do curl up and roll.
I know,
Like,
get
we're
the look
gonna
now.
have to find a video. Like they roll. They actually do. That's not made up. Like they get scared, they squish up, and then they roll.
There you go.
It's like I
You
know
said you
what the
can't learn
comparison
something on
is.
Film Club.
Do you
Yeah,
know
we
what? Okay, you
See,
you-
this is
you-
where we need an Australian because they'd be like, "Our
No,
ones kill you.
I got
Our
a good
ones
British
kill you."
comparison.
Ours roll,
You know,
but they somehow
people
kill
do
you
the
too.
cheese
Yeah.
rolling. You know when you people do the rolling of the cheeses. You've seen
Oh
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's what it looks like. It looks like
Oh,
down a
okay.
hill. They're
Yeah, just a
rolling.
little
It's
mini
like
version.
a cheese roll.
There we go. Roly poly people. What's the big bug? Because he never talks, does he?
He's some kind of beetle. I never know
Yeah.
which kind. I'm not a
I don't know what they call him.
bug specialist.
Did I actually call him something? Because he just goes.
Oh, he has
says
a name.
syllable.
God,
Yeah,
what
what's
is
his
it?
name?
He's
So
they don't say it often. It's only the
No.
Black Widow spider who says it the most.
He's
He
dim.
is dim. Yes.
Dim.
Is it?
That is
Oh,
right.
that's a
Rosie
bit harsh,
says
isn't
it a bit
because he just
that's
yeah.
it.
Because I was saying he only has a couple of syllables. Like
Yeah, it doesn't
Like
doesn't
that.
do too much.
No.
Probably an
Yeah.
easy paycheck for Brad
Yeah,
Garrett
maybe.
there.
But yeah, so they land at the settlement, I suppose, whatever you can call it. Ta-da! And everybody's what is going on. But yeah, it's again, it's the what is this bug called? What is the ladybug called? Francis. Okay. He gives a motivational speech of like, we're gonna do it for you. Because he thinks the grasshoppers are part of the circus act, I'm guessing, and they're going to play the baddies. So he comes up with his really great motivational. Yeah.
It's a command performance. It's,
Yeah.
this is exactly what they've been waiting for.
Yeah, we actually, we're gonna actually act, and then of course we get the straight into the tribute. Our friends.
Yeah, the
Let's welcome
celebration.
our friend. A little celebration. That I think this bit is funny. I really do. This
And the music is good too. I love the song they play here. It's so good.
But it's the troop.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
this
God,
This
when
is
they come out
great.
with that.
The mural.
But like,
So good.
but it's how they come out like, oh, we're from like the 6th grade. Again, what Jay said, like they're
Blueberry
introducing
Troop or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
It's like introducing like a human term into an ant world.
The way they do it in this is just so
Yeah.
well.
But yeah, it's funny. There we go. Oh, we got one. Hey, another space nut. I love a
Hey,
butterfly.
Space Nut.
But yeah, it's just, and I like it. It goes, our teacher said we even got one of you to die because our teacher told us it would make it more dramatic or something.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. And like,
And the poor caterpillar starts turning white. Yeah, there it is. Perfect.
like, what? Oh, and the best thing is I like this because everybody, I think this, you get your you get your characters. I like that character, even though they might not be the main one, just because they're funny.
It's funny you say that because I mentioned this to my wife while we were watching it. It's amazing how Pixar really just nailed down the whole concept of introducing a bunch of characters, new characters in every movie, making them likable, making them identifiable in some way or another in terms of why people relate to them or choose to like them. And they just give you what you need to know about them, and that's it. They never struggle to, you look at Cars, The Incredibles, this, Toy Story, all these movies, Inside Out, all these things they've done over time. It's always a whole cast worth of characters, and every time there's just people come out of it with different ones that they like the most, this, that, the other thing. And it's just, they've nailed down the science to me of introducing that many characters at once and just doing what you need to for them and for the story that they're in. And this, I think, is another case of it, and an early on case of it, because like we said, this was only their second movie or something.
But that's even with say like Toy Story and this, and you got the other ones as well, but you can identify them by what they are. So if you go, oh, like toys, the Slinky Dog. Like what's his name, and like that, the pig, like that, the caterpillar, the spider, Black Widow is like, it's you identify. It's quite easy because as a kid, or even like if you forget their names, you just identify. I like it. It's not like if you're doing human things, you have to remember. Oh, that's the one with the
like
shorter
for superhero movies, for example, when they try to introduce too many characters at once and it kind of goes south. It doesn't always translate out of this kind of medium, or even maybe it's just the science and the way that Pixar had it done. I do think, being animated lends itself to that a little bit. It's a different kind of storytelling and the characters as well. But yeah, I think we've seen a lot of movies where they've introduced too many characters at once. And we're like, this is just a mess. This doesn't feel right. This character feels unused or useless. But they, give it to them. Nemo, all these movies, they figured out how to give you a whole bunch of different characters and a whole bunch of different capacities in terms of role in the movie, in terms of what you really know about them, what their identity is to this story. And they always just do a great job with it. So yeah, credit there.
But I think Sandy said that in the previous one. It's when you write a character and you just compress the words in. You don't have to keep on talking.
Don't use 10 in one word.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Sandy might have gone. Sandy, you still here?
I'm still here.
I'm still talking
to the two of you. And I'm looking at this. I just jotted another note down on the animation, which I will talk at length on when we talk at the end. But the style, when movies started going toward that claymation style, which started, obviously it makes it more 3D than actual animation. That's what I think Pixar really did. They kind of picked up on that style of claymation to make things look 3D, but not overly realistic, because it has to be fun for kids. The characters have to look sort of childlike. They all have to look kind of simple. And each character, whether it's the voice or the look or the name of the character, has to be really distinct. And even in this film where you've got a lot of ants, you have the crown on the queen versus the crown on the princess, and Dot is smaller and Flick is just kind of plain to help to distinguish the characters. So I think, to your point about, kids love these films and they do hold up. That's why they hold up as
Oh,
well.
absolutely. Well, and to your point about the animation, Sandy, I think the great balance that they struck too was keeping it with that level that kids would like visually and would be aesthetically pleasing to kids to see these kind of fun, lighthearted characters, but also not make it look too childish like some animations can be, that adults will kind of be like, oh God, like I really have to sit through this movie again because my kid wants to watch it. It hit that perfect balance of, oh, you want to watch Up? Yeah, okay, let's watch it. I love
Let's
that,
watch it
right.
together.
So they hit both generations or both age groups, demographics, whatever you want to say, so perfectly. And it's just timeless. I mean, you look at this, it doesn't look like I wouldn't say a few parts I was like, oh yeah, this does look a little bit aged in terms of their animation. It's obviously come a ways since 1998. But generally speaking, it doesn't look like it's that much older than any of their more recent projects. It's such an interesting, timeless style that it hasn't aged out yet. It's almost was so ahead of its time that it still is because it hasn't aged out.
And it lends itself to video games, right? I mean, this is the bleed over, and you'll talk about that. I didn't even know there was a video game until you mentioned it.
No, until I kind of was researching it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to bring on the point that Jay is. I'm going to out my girlfriend. Sorry, Jade. So like you said, there's programs or there's animation, and you'll get it later where your kid goes, I want to watch it, and you're like, do you want to watch something different? You've watched
you sure don't want to watch this?
Try something new. So girlfriend had a like I think we've discussed it before, like them a garage, or what you call it, a petrol station, like, and they have like DVDs, but it was like VHS. She had something called Katie Caterpillar. Katie
Caterpillar? No, not that I'm
You're not gonna know this. Now, this is like a movie from the 80s, and she went there as a young kid and just like, I want to watch this, want to watch this, want to watch this. And then it got to the point when she kept going back, pick a movie. It got to the point when I went, just have it. It was like, you're the only person that has it, just have it.
Keep the thing.
And then it was years later, and she was like, how you not like, like everybody's like, you got your childhood, movies or whatever, or TV shows you used to watch. And she was like, how do you not know about it? I was like, I've never heard of it in my life. What is it? So she was like, oh, it's got to be, you got to find it. So I found it, and I was like, it's Portuguese. So you made your parents watch a Portuguese like animation, and it was badly dubbed in English. It was so badly dubbed in English. And she was like, I still love it. And she was like, I really love it. And it's like, whoopee whoopee pow. That was her thing. She go, whoopee whoopee pow. And then so I did, and so know that I managed to get, here we go. Oh, we got, hold it, let me take off. You actually got, yes.
Is that it?
That is it. That is it. That poster. Is that the Portuguese one?
Yeah, that sounds Portuguese.
Yeah. So the Portuguese poster, I managed to get an original one from Portugal and got it for Christmas.
Oh, that's awesome.
The big
so sweet.
And then she was like, like it comes in the funnel thing, and she was like, "What is this?" And it came like big, like it was the big length ones, and she just was like, absolutely went back to her childhood. It was so funny.
I need to check out Katie Caterpillar.
Oh
she
my
looks
God,
cool.
Yeah, Katie Caterpillar. Sorry, Jade. Like, and she was like, she was like, that was one of the best presents. Even now today, she said that was one of the best presents ever. Because it just like, I love that. Like when you do it, it just tastes bad. But I tried to watch it and I was like, this is bad. Like just the up sequence. You're like, all right. And I was like, oh my, and she was like, I've watched it over like 50 times. I was like, yeah, but with your parents. Your parents
your poor parents.
And it's back in the day when like, and everybody says it's bad to do it, but your parents couldn't go and pick up their iPad. Like they had to watch it. There was like, there is no iPad, iPhones to take your thing. Your dad might have been able to pick up a book, but that's otherwise they're like, it's one TV in the household and there's the VHS.
And it's Katie Caterpillar.
Yeah, Katie Caterpillar. So yeah, I could, but we had it with my kid is we've had someone's just on repeat. You're like, please. Then some like when he watches like Toy Story, he adores that.
Mhm.
But somebody like he also likes the Thomas the Tank Engine movies, and some of them you're like, please stop, just please stop. Yeah, like
Well, and I think that's what's so great about Pixar is it kind of ushers kids into the next step in terms of what they watch for programming, especially movies. Because you go from that really kid-oriented learning stuff to this is going to teach you, real. And this movie is filled with a pretty amazing messaging in terms of what it's really about. So this teaches you a lot of life lessons, life morals, things like that in a way that's actually entertaining theatrically. So that's kind of why I always, again, appreciate it. But that's not just strictly a Pixar thing. Honestly, you could look at, The Lion King and all those movies as well for a lot of that kind of stuff. It just feels like maybe I'm a little biased too, because I was a Pixar kid in terms of when they started and I was a kid, at that perfect time. But it does feel like they just for, decades nailed the science of it.
That's it.
And the art form of it too. I shouldn't actually just, dwindle it down just to the scientific side of it. I mean, they definitely had the formula, but they came up with creative and art-filled, heart-filled stories as well.
But yeah, from the back to the thing. So the troupe, the class, or I just love because I've not done all the back and forth. It's just the bugs, the circus bugs, just reaction.
Yeah,
you don't have to see what they're doing. Just like
right.
they're like their souls are just draining from them, and it's like that. So yeah, until we like that.
Perfect.
No. Like it's So we get that, and then Flick. It's Flick, isn't it? Flick.
Yep, Flick. With a K. Yep,
F-L-I-K.
Yeah, Flick. Yeah. He gives a little bit of performance with a little bit of a whisper in the ear of like, we're not who you think we are. Bye. Like that. Literally, they're we're gonna go. We didn't realize that you actually think we're kind of heroes. So yeah, they give it away. Yeah, we're just circus performers, and the realization of, oh no, I've lied. I've lied again. So that's what he's thinking is, I've screwed up completely again. So yeah, he's off. They're all annoyed. So yeah, they get off. They fly out to over the thing. He grabs on until unfortunately they drop in front of the bird.
Mama Bird.
Mama Bird, who's okay. But whilst that's happening, of course, Dot has flown out as well to kind of bring Flick back with the group. She's an inquisitive one. She's got her little wings, so she can't fly. So she's using the same trick as Flick did that she saw before with the dandelion stem. Guessing things like that. But yeah, she gets rescued by the ladybird, who gets crushed. The bird is still after them. Everybody's terrified. The bird is on there, but then the circus troupe, have kind of come up with a plan to use Heimlich as a diversion, but I do like it. But again, he's too fat. He's too fat. He's too fat to be pulled down. I like it because he's like, come here, and then,
deciding to go with that accent is so good on their part too. It just makes the character just perfect. I love Heimlich.
Yeah. But yeah, so we get that. Everybody's terrified. We then get Dot getting rescued again by Francis, and they finally hide into the brambles. So they get that. Everybody thinks, they actually the heroes are the heroes because they saved Dot and got away from the bird. And yeah, they get things. And I think is at this point, isn't it, that they no, in a minute. It's in a minute. Sorry. So they get like kind of the hero treatment. He's injured. They meet everybody. He gets to meet Francis. Meets the I'm guessing the Guild Guides. What would you call them?
Yeah, Girl Scouts, brownies.
Girl Scout brownies.
Yeah.
Blueberry.
The blueberry troupe, I think, is what they are.
Girl
Girl Scouts would be the equivalent.
kind of the ant equivalent to him.
Right.
He's now part of it, but now where the princess kind of says to Flick, it's that grasshoppers are afraid of birds too. So and then of course Flick comes up with this moment to actually
A cunning plan.
A cunning plan. Yes. So he tells the troupe, this is, and they kind of come up with their plan to build a bird out of all the resources they can get. I must say, a great bird. I couldn't do that when you actually see it. Like,
I like this part that shows like every part of building this thing, everybody coming together, how they're pulling the resources together, even like when they cut out the outline of the bird then hold it up to the sun so they can use that to trace the outline. That's so cool. I love this part. I like watching things being built. I watch all those how it was made channels all the time. So this is a really cool part. And I must say, when I watch this film with my kids, you're probably not entirely paying attention. I don't remember this bit at all. I remember the bird. I remember them making a bird, but I don't remember how they made the bird. And I'm sitting here like, oh, why didn't I sit down and watch this last time? Because this is like the coolest part of the film for me. I think it's really cool.
I say like this part is probably exactly where we are in the stream now. Like we always say,
roughly.
It's probably about 50 minutes, like an hour, probably. So it
moves along. The whole story moves along in a good way, I think, in the perfect kind of way. You don't need much more.
Sorry, I had to put that just because I thought that picture was funny.
Just
trying to explain things, but he's just chomping down, like always hungry. But so everybody's happy. The princess has kind of got a fondness now for Flick. Let's say that. So he's got everybody working. Everybody, so things, but they get the bird up. I couldn't make that. I was struggling.
It's honestly really good. It's really good.
But everybody's things, and then we get back to I like this because the mosquitoes, I'm guessing they're supposed to be south of the border in like your terms. So they're in somewhere in Mexico, but it's probably like in the real times, it's just a hat that is like a sombrero, isn't it, or something? They're just like
it's just a sun hat. I'm thinking it's just a place that has some sun, and
it's quite funny.
Well, and again, but like the little bits of attention to detail too, I love is that it's a bit of stagnant water, still standing water. So obviously mosquitoes would hang out there. So the mosquitoes are running the bar, the whole thing. It's just those little bits, and I'm like, just so cleverly done, and just Pixar at its best.
And look just how they do the light coming through, like that's what I think they really do well. Light and shadows, which obviously is computer generated, but it helps to do. Like I think the Pixar films do so much more impressive with the outdoor scenes than the indoor scenes, because I really think they get light and shadow really
Even
well.
Water they do really well.
And water. And this, however, this part of the film, this is where you find out all about the grasshoppers.
Yes.
They know. They're just the bullies. Now they're just the bullies. They just have to talk big because they know they're outnumbered. They actually know that they're not as tough as they think they are.
And so we kind of get more of a thing. This is the Hopper's brother, who's a little bit slower than the other Hoppers.
And Richard Kind is the perfect voice casting for this character.
100%.
He fits it so well. He just fits it so well.
And he wants to be an actor. He wants to perform. How convenient. The bully life just isn't for him. It's not.
So Hopper's having a mosquito massage, and but then his brother's like, he's had a conversation at the bar of like, why we life is good here. Life is good here. Why we got to go back to the ants? We don't actually need anything. They don't need the harvest. So why don't we just stay here? So he tells Hopper. Hopper comes up with like, so we've heard people want to stay. Let's get another drink. Yeah, and he goes to the bar. Everybody's afraid, but yeah, he speaks to the three that are at the bar that his brothers just spoke to, and he's like, "Yeah, so you want to stay? Let's stay." And there's like he gets was it is it like a what is it like a seed? Isn't it just a seed?
A grain.
A grain, yeah. And he's like, "Does that hurt?" Bang. No. Does that hurt? No. Does that hurt? And then just unleashes the lot on all of them, and then he explains if the ants know that they are stronger together, they could take us out. So that is the thing. So it's all about control. It's if the it's very like
it's a really like complex
Philosophical.
concept to be
Yes,
put into
it
this
is, yeah.
and that's what I love about this movie is that
Mm.
the messages and themes of tyrannical power and how the many do tend to outnumber the powerful in a lot of, or the mighty in a lot of cases. They just aren't always aware of it, that type of thing. Like the messaging in this movie is really complex for a kid's movie, but they do such a good way. Like this is the perfect analogy. Like this little seed thing is such a perfect analogy and perfect way to get the concept across to a younger audience of one, how that works. Obviously, this is from the bad side of it, but we'll see how from the good side of it later with the ants, not to spoil it. But we'll see how learning it from the good side is the real message, obviously, and how just empowering that kind of concept is. But I mean, just what a concept to put into a kid's movie in the way I think, because it's an allegory for oppression, tyranny, that kind of thing. And to think of using it for this movie is interesting, but to use it and then also kind of tie it in with the slight touch of the way it works in this versus just kind of some of the horrible oppressions we've seen in human history, unfortunately. It's tied into a little bit of, weirdly enough, extortion, how the grasshoppers are claiming to provide security and safety for the ants. So that's kind of how they tied, the oppressive side of things, or how a group can be oppressive to another, into this movie in a way that wasn't quite as rough as something like, obviously I don't want to, for YouTube's sake, say the wrong things, but things we've seen in the past in terms of oppression where you force people to do things against their will. To kind of lighten the concept a little bit enough for a kid's movie and tie it in with another kind of heavy concept, which is essentially extortion, how you would see in like mafia movies or mob movies, like we'll protect you kind of thing. You pay us the fee. Crazy adult, or crazy how adult those topics are, but they were able to tie together to make a villain for a kid's movie. I've always found that to be incredibly impressive. And there's more messaging too that's great in this that we'll talk about later as we see Flick and the circus insects kind of find their place.
Yeah, so he gets them and let's ride. So off they go to Ant Island. Meanwhile, we're back they're having a little party. So they've got their bird and just kind of having a little relaxing with the circus guys. The bugs, sorry. And they're just having a little bit of fun, as it would be. So it's again, but we get the lookout post, they get the thing, and of course now we get the flea comes back. He's been looking for him, and of course, unfortunately, who are these people? Flick tries to hide. He gets the poster. That's for the circus, and then everybody realizes, it's all a fraud. They're just a circus people, or circus bugs, I suppose, like that. Yeah. So it's I Want You Back. The flame. What was Jay? You probably know. What was the act called? The flaming.
Why is it slipping my mind now? Flaming Death, I believe.
The Flaming Death. Is it just Flaming Death? Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. It might be slipping me. I have it mixed with something, but I believe it was the Flaming Death. But I do love the comedy in this movie. I think is really good. I laugh. I find myself laughing a lot, especially with the ladybug. I love the ongoing joke of Francis and the ladybug and everybody calling him ma'am and all that. I think it's hilarious. But from the caterpillar to everybody. But PT Flea has some really good lines too. He's pretty funny in this. And I love his little line about like, the Flaming Death was a huge success. We're going to do it again. You guys can burn me twice a night. I'll take a day off and we'll do it again the next day. It kills me every time.
So the queen gets angry and everybody's like that, and it's at this point where the princess, who's kind of taken a little bit with Fleck, banishes him. Like, we've had enough. You've lied to us big time this time, and it's just leave. So yeah, off they all go. Towels between their legs, or whatever you want to call it, stems or whatever. But off they go. Yeah. And then, of course, we see the last leaf fall. So we know, as a viewer, very simple. That's your cue. The grasshoppers are coming. So yeah, they're on their way, and of course they arrive whilst the ants are trying to do a little bit of harvesting. Yeah, there's not enough. And of course, Hopper gets extremely mad with the pitiable gathering they've done. Kicks it up, and he's got a plan of to put him into check. So he then says, we're going to use the queen. Is this point like we have her with us? We have us. I can't remember what he says. Like, he's going to take us kind of as reassurance that you're going to do our bidding. But we kind of find out very quickly, even when they do what he says, he's going to squash her to prove a point. So yeah, it's things. But whilst that, our little group of what are they called again? The
Blueberry Troop.
Sorry, the Blueberry Troop have hidden away, so they're the only ones with Dot who've actually, got out of harm's way before being taken, I suppose, hostage, or what you want to call it, or thing. So yeah, we get little Dot gets with the ravish and the untamed grasshopper goes after her. And then she finally finds her wings. So it's quite. I like this. It's kind of cute. It is kind of cute. It's like, she like, you haven't got your wings. They're not grown in yet, but now she finally does it to help her friends. So
in the United States, and I think it is the same in the Girl Guides, in the Girl Scouts, when you earn your way up to the next level, you get your wings. You get little brownie to juniors. You get your wings. So yeah, that's the thing. And I think it's the same in the Girl Guides, because the Girl Scouts started with the Girl Guides. So yeah, that's a Girl Scout inside thing.
Any Girl Guides? No.
Me, Girl Scout.
I mean UK ones. So yeah. But yeah, sorry, I've got my YouTube just giving me a warning. Just a connection thing.
What have you done? Oh,
I didn't do anything.
We haven't done anything copyright.
We didn't say anything bad, did we? We're
We're
speaking ill of grasshoppers. We're sorry.
No, just a connection thing. I just flagged up to say yes. Okay, it was fine. There we go. Carry on. But yeah, so yeah, she finally catches up with their I don't know what he called a circus thing. Their little troupe, I suppose.
God, what is it? There is a name for it. Caravan. I know.
It is, that's like
caravan?
a flea circus caravan.
One, but is that what they call it for circus? I thought there might have been another term.
No, I think it is. I think it's a caravan.
Yeah. She explains, what's going on, and then he's deflated. Let's just say that I can't let them down again. But the rest of the troop are like, no, we've got to do it. So this is where, was it Dim kind of says something, and they're like, yes, let's move on, let's do that. So we go back after they agree, yes, we're gonna go back to the grasshoppers, rounding up everybody, all the ants for to their means. But then whilst they're like, Hopper's done like a meal, and the circus is turning up, and he's like, what is this? Until he sees the two what my God, what are they called? Roly-polies. The roly-polies. Yep. Roly-polies. Like, this is actually
they
funny.
roll. They're roly-polies.
The roly-polies. Be a great name for a band. The roly-polies. Yeah.
It wouldn't shock me if that was already taken by a band, to be honest with you.
Sorry. Every time He's the funniest. just because me. So yeah, they do their act. Whilst the blue, what do they call blue? I'm gonna keep forgetting.
Blueberries, blueberry.
Oh, gone there. But yeah, whilst that the man has done a magic trick that we saw in the beginning. That this time he has got rid by magic the queen, and the Hopper is very mad. Yeah, can you? Where is she? By this time, flicking the everybody else has got the bird ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the bird is swooping down. So the original plan is back in full force. So yeah, Flick is flying it down. Everything is going right. The grasshoppers are scared. Everybody else, starts playing textbook plan. Blood, well, not blood. What are they called? The berries they put on them to make it look like blood.
I think,
because Hamlick eats one. They go,
yeah,
"Oh!"
later on he says boysenberry. I think it's either in
Yeah.
this scene or in the bloopers. I can't remember, but he does reference him as boysenberry or something. I think at some point.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody's dying. Like they put it in there. All the grasshoppers are freaking out, running around, all the things until the flea. He breaks out of his chains because they tied him up in when they came back. So he's hi guys, what's going on? He looks and sees the bird and he's like, no way this is going to happen to me, because he's not part of the plan. So then he reenacts the flaming death on everybody. So yeah, it's I suppose, what are you going to call it? Poetic justice, I suppose. That they tried to fool him, and the person that they didn't get involved kind of, ruined their plans. Yes, but of course, then the bird catches on fire. Hopper realizes that's not no bird, and the bird crashes in flames.
The bird was suspended from the tree, so Flick had to unlatch the bird to let it crash because of all the kids. Those little. Now this is the one scene I think there's always something in these kids films that just it's going to leave a lasting, maybe not so good impression on kids. The Lion King, we know, even Bambi, going back to the death of Bambi's mother.
Oh, what? Yeah.
But here, I mean, being caught in an airplane on fire. Yeah, it's probably not a good image for kids.
I'll tell you honestly, I never thought of that as a kid.
No.
And I think you just put up two other good points of just like the kind of really traumatic moments in movies and kids' movies. Like Mufasa was a big one that stuck with me.
Oh my God, I know.
Like, tore me apart every single time I watched that movie.
I was older, yeah.
But I will say this one, I never drew and maybe it was just me. Maybe I just was a kid who didn't think of it, but I never actually drew that comparison between the two.
It was and it wasn't just Mufasa, it was when Scar dug his nails, his claws into Mufasa's, he's not going to help him up. He digs his claws in. Oh my gosh,
For me, it was always Simba going to see the damage and try to lift his arm and those wake ups. Oh, those get me every time.
Wake up, Dad, wake up. Oh,
and I haven't watched it as a new dad. I will cry like a baby.
You will. When I watch it. That and Toy Story,
I'm sure of it.
That part of Toy Story where you realize you've outgrown your toys. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
No crying in baseball.
As I look at two Lego Batmobiles on my desk. Yeah, fair enough.
No, but I'm like that one in Toy Story that doesn't let him out of the package.
Yeah.
Like that.
You're not running the risk.
Yeah.
Hey, Highlander. Hello.
Hey, Highlander, you must like this movie, right?
Oh, then he's completely
wrong.
Come
on, tell me you're a fan of A Bug's Life.
So Hopper goes complete. Yeah, actually, there we go. Absolutely, he loves it. He loves it. Oh, we got an actual look. It's early on with a score.
Nice.
8.5 out of 10.
Love that.
That's a high one. Yeah, so Hopper gets mad. He knows what he's been playing a trick on him. But who is to blame for this? Where now he grabs the dot.
Yep.
Is it double dot? Yeah. And then Flick steps forward. It was my idea. I'm the one to blame. So if you're gonna take it out, it's me. So then he gives a whistle and he calls forward the
Thumper.
Is it? Oh yeah, Thumper. That's it. Thumper. Yeah, Thumper. To give his little bit of vengeance, and he completely kicks the crap out of him. Really, doesn't he? So but even to that, so he warns. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't do our bidding. But of course, Flick is. Yeah, no, we've had enough. We're going to stand up to you. And then, is it this point he realizes he says something, doesn't he? Jay, you going to help me?
This is where he realizes that finally he's the first of the ants to realize they are the many versus the mighty, and that there's very few mighty, and Hopper does in fact know that. And that's kind of when the whole power dynamic shifts for the whole, for the ant versus grasshoppers.
Yeah, you're more afraid of us uniting than we should be afraid.
I think at first he says it's something along the lines of you need us more than we need you. And then I think at that point it starts to click at him, meaning, there's more of us than there are of you anyways, so we could fight you off. And as he says it and he gives him that little and you know that, don't you? All the other ants start to realize it as well. And then, you see the reaction by Hopper.
Yeah. And then, then the princess jumps in as he's like, the last things of we're going to go. But by that time, thinking it couldn't get it's quite a fast scene, this. So is it now the rain starts coming down, don't they? And then, but we don't get so they all kick off the except for Hopper and a couple, they all scatter, don't they? They realize because the ants are now, the ants after the princess, the ants are charging. Hopper is being taken to get into a cannon. That's it, because that's what the thing. So he's been placed into the cannon. But unfortunately,
I love the cannon too. It's like a little turkey baster or something on top of a screw or a bolt for wheel. I just love the little details that they do like that.
And then he gets squeezed. They all run away because of the rain. Because I love it, because the rain is literally like missiles to them.
Yeah,
literally, he's quite good. It's like that,
and you kind of start to think, you're like, well, if I was an insect and torrential rain, fair enough. It would probably look a lot like that.
Yeah. So Hopper gets away. He takes Flick to a little thing. Some of the circus ones tried to rescue him, but they get caught up until so he's taking him to kind of I'm gonna kind of kill you. That's the aim game for him. But lucky enough, the princess flies in, rescues him, and she's heading back to the island, where then Flick comes up with a plan. No, go right. Of course, in movie heads, we kind of understand. Oh, I think everybody got it. He's going for the bird, the real bird. So so he's heading that way. They drop him off. Hopper catches up where he looks, has a kind of, that trick's not gonna work on me again, until no, he realizes it's a real bird. And the terror thing. To be honest, this death is kind of bit like, I know it's a bad thing.
So my wife pointed that out as well. She's like, wow, this is actually a little bit, intense for a kid's movie. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, they don't show it. And I'm like, and even I was kind of like, when he's hanging over the baby birds, you do almost feel bad for Hopper at that point.
You see all the little mouths opening up.
Right. It's like, he is a piece of crap. But even she was like, I know, I kind of almost wish they saved him and reformed him so he was a good guy after. I'm like, just like
life. No, but they took the thing. I was like, when you first think, like, that bird is just going to gobble him up. And you think, no, that's what he's getting. And then when that happens, when he clutches it, and then you just go, oh no, he's going to be pulled apart and be
even
like
worse.
that. Yeah, that's how they're going to do it. But like, but yeah,
that's nature though. At the end of the day,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
how it goes.
Yeah. So yeah, he's
You do feel for him in this part though, even though he's a bad guy. It's that little bit of humanity that the movie always plays on of just like, that's how it goes.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a goner. Let's just say that. And they don't show it. It just boom. That's it. And then back to the ant island with a little bit of a farewell celebration. Let's call it that. So they get there. Everybody's they're doing the next harvest, but everybody is now doing it Flick's way. So they're doing it as with his eye things. But whilst that's happening, it's also a farewell to the circus. So they've been there. I'm guessing the whole rotation. I'm guessing they've been there every year.
You know, you see everything's blooming now, so they've been there at least through the winter.
Because the last leaf would have just fallen to signify the grasshoppers coming back. So it's got to be that fall. This is the fall here. And they do mention we'll see you next season as they leave. And so
autumn, just to let everybody know that.
Sorry, autumn. Yes.
Nah, fall's way better.
No, autumn. It's so obvious with fall. It's just falls. Come on, autumn sounds better. I wonder why it is. Like, who changed it?
Honestly, probably you guys. Let's look up the etymology and we'll see if it was actually the Brits.
I think there was a point in time where we used to say, I think when I was younger, we used to say autumn a bit more. I used to hear it at least more than I do now.
It has to be called chat. There you go. That's your quiz. Was it always
find the Oxford
I definitely
English
don't hear
Dictionary.
autumn like ever anymore.
Which one was
there was
first?
A time when I did.
Yeah, like autumn. Why then fall? Fall's a bit
just
obvious.
The leaves fall. That's
exactly. It's a bit on the nose. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think it must have been.
Fair enough. It's not like spring's called bloom, so fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Summer, hot.
Yeah.
in England, raining.
In England, just same.
Yeah. Dull. Go on, Sandy. Educate us.
I haven't. The Oxford English Dictionary does not list that definition in its first 7 definitions of fall. So I may be wrong. It may be one of our.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, but hang on. But the Oxford English Dictionary in the first 7 definitions of FALL includes F all, as in F all. The bad word. So that comes before the alternative definition to autumn. Interesting.
How bizarre.
Yeah. So I guess you guys win. I guess you use autumn. And
it's aluminium.
That one I refuse to say. It's aluminum. I will say I like autumn. I like the term autumn. And I swear I used to use it back in the day, just not anymore.
Okay. Wait.
Where you go?
In 16th or 17th century England, from the descriptive phrase of the fall of the leaves, has been shortened to the term fall. The word autumn, which is from the original Latin origin, so the Romance languages actually came after fall. But you Brits own both of them. Just letting you know.
Okay. So we just went for the Latin because it sounded a bit better.
You went Latin.
Yeah, you guys just tried to be fancy, classic.
It just sounds better, doesn't it?
The fall of the leaves. That's where it comes from.
No, I do honestly like the word autumn. I do think it's a nice term for that season.
Yeah, the Brits win with their language.
Well,
I mean, English. It's English.
I mean, America perfected it, but yeah, I mean, you guys invented it. That's fair.
Anyway, Sandy, do you want to agree with that?
In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. And you got to talk about which dialect we're talking about, both in American English and British English.
There's only
How many
one
thousands
English.
of dialects
There's only two. There's only two. It's either the Queen's English or the King's English. That's it.
Okay, I'll go for that.
But yeah,
And you
back
guys
to
sometimes spell that Engrist, right? English. I've heard English people say English. So just
English. Who the
yeah.
hell is English?
I don't know. Like it from
English.
I haven't heard
EastEnders.
that.
You know, there's
I
ruffians
don't
on
know. Oh.
EastEnders that
I
say
know
English.
people, like, a lot
Mind
of
your
people, like,
English.
when you get like in certain parts of north, they forget their T's. Like it's not water, it's water.
Well, yeah, that.
Water. You like really annoys me. It really annoys me. I'm like, no, it's got a T in it, dear is. Anyway,
Oh, speaking of tea, yeah, I could do freaking tea.
tea. Yes.
Yes,
English tea. Yes.
I do. I do
not
have
with
the
lemon.
Yorkshire Gold. I have the Yorkshire Gold.
There you go.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm not a tea drinker. I say it. Never have been. Never a tea drinker. I know, blasphemily for the English, but blasphemy, but never been a tea drinker. Like the only time I have tea is when I'm ill. Then I have sugar in it, loads of sugar, and that's when my Jade knows I'm really ill. She's like, I'm like, need a tea, and she's like, oh, you're getting ill. Yeah, that's the only time I like it. But yeah, so Francis, anyway, I do like this one. But like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. And they're like, ah. So yeah, he's it's a little again. It's a bit funny, but finally, the dream has come true to one person. He's got the what is his name?
Monk.
Sorry.
Monk. Oh, I thought it was molt. All these years
molt.
I thought it was
I'm
molt
sorry.
because he's
It's
always
probably
molting.
molt.
Let me
That's
just
what it
check
is.
to
I'm
make
sorry,
sure.
molt.
Yes, it is. Okay, I wanted to be sure. Yeah, that's because he's always molting, and I love when his final molt happens when all the ants charge. By the way, I've always thought that little scene was the best.
But yeah, he's finally got his one chance, you know, of being part of the circus lot. So yeah, but yeah, they're all saying goodbyes. It's just a little goodbye bit, isn't it? It's like a little farewell bit. And then finally the Queen hands over her throne to the princess, whilst everybody else is going to say goodbye. But whilst that is happening, of course, something amazing is happening. Is he's always wanted it. It's once I be a beautiful butterfly, everything will be good. So his transformations happened, and I love this because they were clever, I think, to just make him fat, exactly the same.
Yeah, it's perfect.
With
a slight color palette change. A slight color palette change. The red is now the blue, and then just the tiny wings.
And he's so excited, and I love it. Oh, look at that! And he's just like, "There's so beautiful," and he's like, "Look at the rest." And he's like, he can't fly because he's too fat. And then they're literally, they're putting up, and he's like, "Oh, you're so small.
You look like ants."
Like ants. Yeah, and it's just like, oh, and brilliant. But yeah, and it's and then they give a little funfair away, and and then we get our things. And like again, this is I didn't do all the outtake bits because I think it's more funny when you watch it as a scene, not just as a clip. But I think again, you get that, and then you get the role. And it's again another Pixar thing. I think it must have been Toy Story. They did it first. Is where they did the outtakes to make it real look.
I love that. Like it's credits. A movie.
Yes, but it makes it look like they are real.
Right, like they're really filming the movie. Right.
Yes.
Which I think outside of just being a cute little comedic thing that they do, I think it kind of weighs down the movie a little bit for kids in a good way, where like, oh yeah, Hopper wasn't a real bad guy; he was just acting. You know what I mean? Like it kind of because again, this movie deals with heavy like real world concepts and boils them down into a palatable kind of understanding for kids. And obviously to get the better side of that message with, obviously the grasshoppers are oppressive towards the ants. So it, in a way, teaches them of oppression, which is like, all right, it's a bit heavy. But it also, by the end of it, teaches, or part of one of the many things it teaches is that, you can stand up to oppression, you can beat oppression together, united, that whole thing. Which an amazing concept, I think, to teach kids in the way that they do it, because I think otherwise it's a really difficult concept to teach kids, and one that kids really probably don't need to know about in general, like that early on. But what a way to take those concepts and just do it in a fun, family, good-hearted, charming, palatable way for kids to kind of understand, one, why that stuff is bad, two, how it can be overcome by things like that.
And also, we've got an announcement, nothing to do with the movie. Highlander just wanted to tell us he's a beautiful butterfly.
Fair enough, Highlander. You can be whatever you want in Film Club.
Yeah. We're here for you, buddy. We're here for you. But yeah, it's this is like this time, I think the period like 90s. I can't remember when Pixar kind of took that dive, but this is where I think that like most of them were, they just like your term. It was a home run every time. Like near enough.
I mean, this was out of the gate. Lead off hitter hitting home runs with Toy Story, and it just didn't stop.
Now, Jay. Sorry. So before Sandy goes to the numbers, now I was quite surprised knowing the numbers it did. That really, like, it must have been either a Disney or Pixar later on. There's not really a number 2. They had it animated, of course, and I saw the computer game. Looked fun, but apart from that, it didn't look like they had the faith in the movie itself to do number 2.
I've always wondered, was it that? Did they just feel like this world and these characters, this was the story for them, and that was it? I've always wondered why it never got, came back to it. I never looked in to see the numbers on it. I always assumed it was successful, but I'm really not sure how successful.
I would say if you look at it, and then Sandy will show us in a minute, I would call it moderate, I suppose.
Yeah, which I think, is kind of what I remembered, because I always call this Pixar's most underrated movie. I think it gets looked over for some of the other ones from this era and from later on way too much. I think this is one of their best.
I wonder if it was due to the fact, and we've discussed it, it's Ants.
Yeah, there was that same release with Ants.
Yeah, and the year.
And
which I don't think was nearly as good as this one, personally.
And then you got the Bee movie.
That would have been a little bit later on. I want to say that was like 04, 05-ish.
Yeah.
But still, they did
but
that.
Even still, the same year release with Ants was always going to be confusing to the general audience.
And my girlfriend said one when they tried to do another, like, like The Small World and things like that. Remember, there was one where they did like fairies, and then you had if you become the same size as them, you could see their world, and their dad had like binocular glasses and all that, and they had
I do not remember
English
that
comedians
one.
like
I don't think I remember this one.
Oh, it was like and it was like you grew a little pod, and it's like that. I can't remember that again. That is I would say that's the better miniature one, but it didn't work, and I don't get that. But even like, what if I have to actually go by, I was 18 when this came out, so probably not my era, but I don't remember any like merchandise for this.
Well, I'm outside of the game, I don't remember having much toys or anything. So I don't know what was put behind this one in that aspect.
But
look at
Toy Story. Yeah, look at Toy Story. So if we go like Toy Story, if you have the original Buzz Lightyear, now that's clever because Buzz Lightyear, of course,
it lent itself to the toy market very easily. But I mean, most animated do
this. Yeah, but this would have done, wouldn't it? Like you would think. Like I would say this one is probably, it could be for probably a little bit younger audience than Toy Story, but why wouldn't they have, like the like a glow in the dark like caterpillar, something like that, like
you would just think the whole cast of characters. I don't know. I've always kind of wondered that, and this is again another reason why I've always felt like it's Pixar's most underrated, because I think even they overlooked this movie for what it was. Yeah. And I will say, in terms of a sequel, at the time, Pixar wasn't huge into the business of sequels. No. I mean, Incredibles didn't get one till years later. Finding Nemo didn't get one till years later. And
Toy Story 2, 99.
Toy Story 2, they
4 years.
Yeah, I want to say Toy Story 1 was 95.
Oh no, this is 99. So maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, maybe just a bigger focus on Toy Story, doing a sequel there, which I can understand. But there wasn't a lot that got sequels out of Pixar until Toy Story, and they were the quickest turnaround on it, and that was 5 years. Monsters Inc. didn't get one until Monsters University years later. I mean, these were hits.
Oh, I forgot about that one. I forgot about Monsters Inc.
Yeah, I mean, they just had so many up. I think at the time they were just a little bit more interested. I like to think, at least, I could be wrong, but because I mean, this is when they were just creative as anything. And I don't want to speak to what they are now because I haven't watched many recent Pixar movies. But at the time, they just felt like a creative, passionate team over at Pixar who was trying to tell singular stories and being okay with moving on to the next one. Like Up, I don't believe that there really is another story to tell after Up with those characters.
No.
Like that's kind of a singular, contained story. That's what we made. That's what it is. We're going to move on to the next one after that. We're not looking for how can we milk one great movie into maybe 6 watered down ones, or not yet in terms of quality later on, if it just feels like it's doing sequels for money. So I've always liked to think that that's kind of where the heads was at, or were at. Obviously, we then saw a lot of these sequels come, over a decade later with Monsters Inc., Monsters University, Finding Dory, Incredibles 2.
Finding Dory was really good, by the way.
I actually, I'm going to watch it now because this movie got me into a bit of a Pixar kick. So I'm going to watch The Incredibles 2. I never saw any of the sequels to those. So I'm going to watch all those just to see them.
Finding Nemo.
Sorry, before I go, I was correct. I forgot the name. It's called Epic. Have a look at it. It's quite.
That does
really
sound
good.
familiar.
Epic. Yeah.
Okay, but Finding Dory, Finding Nemo is father looking for son trying to figure things out on his phone with his ragtag group of friends. Finding Dory is really about Dory's parents, and I am not going to spoil that film. I just want anyone who's a parent or a kid, really everyone, sit down by yourself and watch that movie, because you're going to cry like a friggin' baby watching this film. And I think Finding Dory is one hugely underrated film. Hits me in the feels every time. And I'm not a mushy person at all. But, when I saw this film, not with my kids, I got it for them, the DVD, because I had just caught it on television or on streaming at one point and just said, oh, let me sit down and watch this just for nothing. Oh my God, I was just glued to the set. It's such a good film. Anyway, back to A Bug's Life. You were talking about the numbers and whether this was considered a success or not a success. Definitely considered a success, but let's look at that first top line. This might be a little bit, I don't know why they didn't go with that's a huge investment in, and probably if we look at maybe the original investment in Toy Story, it might not be anywhere close to there. I'm just guessing that, $120 million back then, which is $239 million for an animated feature, is huge. Now, it made money. It definitely made its investment. That number just blew me away. And maybe a lot of that is, the fact that it was considered groundbreaking special effects at the time. In fact, it was nominated for a BAFTA for special visual effects, nominated for original music, didn't win any awards. I don't know, that budget just seems really big for an animated feature. And then 1998, we talked about Ants, was released in the same year, and that was ranked number 18. There's Titanic again. Boy, that's been popping up frequently in our conversations. Armageddon, Saving Private Ryan, There's Something About Mary, and The Water Boy, all in 1998. So definitely considered a success. Really, a good film. Jay, what a great recommendation.
Oh, sorry, my dog's just going nuts in the background here. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. I am. I'm glad, again, that it was another well-received Jay recommendation.
No, yeah, I read somewhere that they didn't put the marketing budget as strongly on this. So yeah, so the budget was more than Toy Story, but then they didn't put so much into the marketing budget. So I'm guessing once that, maybe with the 120, that might have been you're over budget, so we can't pull in. Now we know what these days it's probably the marketing is normally half the budget as well sometimes.
Yeah.
So maybe they were looking putting another 60 million in. They were like, no, you're not having that. So maybe they said, look, it's not as going to be as popular as Toy Story. Like I'm guessing, yeah, the some executive was like, no, let's stick to what's known. And yeah, to have
Could be
this, and then next year they're looking at Toy Story, they probably were like, look how much money that just made. We're going to put the marketing all into that. So you've got, well, I don't know, 20 million or something or whatever. And then we're going to give the rest of that budget to Toy Story. Because, yeah, if you got this and you know you've got a home run already, yeah, it's kind of a, business sense. It makes to go with Toy Story. And yeah, look at that now. It's still going.
I will say, in terms of their choice to not, potentially not, at least as far as I can remember, do as much marketing with toys and all that kind of merchandise. The one game that they made for this movie stands out more to me than any toy I think I got for any movie of Pixar or just regular Disney 2D animation ever. And maybe that's just because I was a video game kid growing up in the video game era. That could just be me. But I remember that game far more than I remember any Pokemon toy or, any other toy that I had as a kid. For me, that game, the Hercules game and the Tarzan game, stood out more than any, marketing I could have gotten at the time. Now, do they care about that? No, not really. They would have preferred, I'm sure, to sell billions of dollars worth of toys. But if it's any, credit to the choice they made, I think they made pretty memorable things to go along with marketing, even if it wasn't as financially successful as, a crap ton of toys that kids would forget about within a week or two.
Yeah, it's just a bit odd, like for their marketing. Like, I don't know anybody who's selling on eBay a Bugs Life toy.
I wouldn't even know what they look like other than just imagining they look like the characters. You know what I mean? Like I have no memory of playing with a Bugs Life toy. At all.
I don't remember anything being sold or anything like. Maybe they just did it like over in the US. Maybe I don't know. Maybe limited run. It's bizarre, but like now, you don't get there's nothing in any Disneyland, Disney World, or whatever. Like across they don't have a Bugs Life section. What would make sense, because they could make a really small
cool insect little type. It'd be awesome.
So
just another reason I think this is a super overlooked, underrated property of Disney and Pixar. And to your point, Highlander, who mentions that, fair warning, I'll have some tears now that I watch these movies as a parent. We were just talking about some of that and how, like, I haven't watched Lion King or anything like that, the Mufasa scene, since becoming a dad. So I'm ready for the tears to flow during these movies as I go forward here.
Go on then, Jay, your pick. Give us the lowdown.
All right, I'll start. So for many of the reasons I mentioned, I love this movie. Obviously, it was my pick. I loved it at the time. I still love it now as an adult. Rewatching it was a lot of fun. I think, a lot of the basic stuff when it comes to Pixar movies, it's well animated, it's heartfelt. There's a lot of character and charm to it, all those kind of things that I think you commonly found in those movies and probably still do to this day. I just haven't watched too many of them. But I've heard movies like Coco, and a lot of those are like ones that people just adore. Inside Out, I think people liked a lot as well too. So, I know recently maybe they've had some ones that haven't been as successful or been a little bit more controversial for one reason or another. I don't know enough about that because I didn't watch them or look into it. But for what Pixar was for decades, this movie, I think, encapsulates it. And I think it's one of the first ones, as we were talking about, with, I think this maybe be in their second or third or somewhere in that range after Toy Story. So for all those reasons, it's great. But I think the more kind of advanced reasons, or not advanced, just the deeper reasons when you look at it, is I just think the messaging in this movie is really phenomenal. The way they take such heavy concepts, like we've already talked about, that I won't go over again. So I'm not, repeating the same stuff. But those heavy adult real world concepts that they take to kind of boil down and kind of coat in I don't want to say sugarcoat, but put it in a way that kids can kind of understand why, some of those things, or the one perspective of that topic is obviously very bad with oppression, but the other side of it is something kind of amazing in the idea of people uniting to fight oppression. Putting that into a kid's movie or finding a way to do it so well, I think is phenomenal. But there's other messages in there too, between Flick and the circus characters of being misfits and outcasts and just trying to find where you belong and, staying yourself throughout all the people telling you, you're this, you're that, or maybe not appreciating what you offer or bring to the table, but, sticking with yourself, betting on yourself and believing in yourself until you find that, that place where you belong, or that kind of, fitting, or the place where you belong in the world, I think is a phenomenal message as always. But even with Flick as well, I think there's another little underlying message of society in the way it kind of wants to tell you, between him and the ant colony. The society tends to tell people what you should be, what they want you to be, what they think you should be based off where you're from, what, background you have, what upbringing you had, all those kind of things. You should be this. You can't maybe aspire to be much more than this. And in this case, it's as simple as you're an ant. We do this. We don't fall out of line. Even if a leaf falls in the way, we are what we are. We're here to be what we are. And that's what we are. And Flick's a dreamer, an inventor, somebody else who wants to be more than what his society wants him to be. And he eventually finds a way to become that, and his society accepts him for it, type of thing. Which, again, another big time message boiled down to a kid's story or a kid's movie, which just highlights, I think, what Pixar was able to do so well, and maybe to this day still does well. Again, I don't know what they're doing nowadays, but for all those messages that they put in there, I think it's phenomenal. I think the story's fun too. It's a simple story, good guy, bad guy, finding yourself type of thing. I think all that's great. I think the voice acting is really well done. I don't think it's blow you away well done, but I think the choices are perfect. I think a lot of the voices that match up with these characters are perfect, even if it's not some mind-blowing voice acting performance. I think they're all really, really well done. And animation, like I said earlier, timeless, still holds up to this day. Pixar style hasn't aged poorly, I think, in any movie. So yeah, for all those reasons, I'm going to give my second loving score of Film Club history, and I'm giving this a very loving 7. I love this movie. It's a heart warmer. It's family friendly. It's got great messaging. It's just, like I've said before, to me, the most underrated Pixar movie. I wish it got more acknowledgement for how good it really is. Oh, and good humor too, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that, but good humor in this. You find yourself laughing throughout it.
Yes. Well said. Well said.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah. Sandy, you want to go, or shall I go?
I like your loving 7. I'll go ahead and go. And we talk about the films that we can share with family and especially with kids. Well, one of the cool things that I find at my kids' stage of life, teenager-ish, is we've tend to go from snippy little fighting to rather intelligent banter and debate. This film, Jay, caused
you said World War II. Yeah.
World War III in my house, but actually it was quite intelligent debate. We get into these things that end up like an Abbott and Costello routine, and I'll share with you how that is. So my husband and I are downstairs, and one of my kids is upstairs, and Mr. Q says, "Hey, what's for film club this week?" And I said, "Oh, it's really interesting. It's A Bug's Life. You remember that one?" He goes, yeah, the one with Sylvester Stallone. I said, no, that was Ants.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, well, what's A Bug's Life about? And my daughter from upstairs says, it's about ants. And he goes, well, that's ants. And she goes, no, this is A Bug's Life. And he said, well, what bugs are in A Bug's Life? And we said ants. And it was going into who's on first.
Who's on first?
And then he goes, well, what's the B movie then? And then, of course, she screams down, it's about babies. So now we got that all cleared up. But it was a really good, fun rewatch. As I mentioned earlier, I don't think I paid, when you're watching a film with kids, sometimes you're not really drawn in and paying attention. And I already shared, I really like the attention and the care given to the animation. And this was a film that is considered to have advanced the CGI animation just a little bit further, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. I do like the scene of building the bird because I love those, engineering type things. And all the themes you mentioned, Jay, I think another theme is ingenuity. There's a lot of MacGyver in Flick, right? He, even though he's discouraged over and over and over again, this is the try again story, but it's also, I'm still figuring it out. I don't have the whole solution yet, but let me get started on the solution. And even a failure is something you can learn from, right? Because even the little harvesting machine in the beginning that, it was too big. It was a weird contraption. It got stuck. It flung the seeds everywhere. Well, apparently he fixed it because by the end of the film, everybody's using the harvester. So he kept trying. He wasn't really discouraged overall. he was still figuring out and solving things. And I think that's one of the fears that I have for society, where kids are on their phones and thinking they're solving things by asking ChatGPT or Google or
Or
whomever
Grok.
or
Yeah.
Grok, instead of going outside, grabbing a stick, trying to lever a rock, like getting your hands dirty and
Yeah.
figuring stuff out. So I really
Mhm.
like the film for that. I do love all the stories and themes that you mentioned as well. And I think the cool story too of kind of this wholesome group of um, of traveling artists, that could be a story all in itself, right?
Mhm. I'm
They all have
surprised that wasn't A Bug's Life too, to be honest with
yeah,
you.
like
Yeah.
they have their little story of
Mm.
and you know what? And they get discouraged too. People throw stuff at them. People, it's kind of the life of an actor. Very
Mhm.
few are successful. A lot of people boo. Your tricks don't always go right. Your trick of death is going to result in somebody, getting, scorched. Um, but even with them, it's that try again,
Mhm.
which I do absolutely like. I think it's a really good family film. I think the Pixar ideal is best when they are mixing like indoor and outdoor and all kinds of shots, and it's just really appealing to the eye and definitely appealing to kids. I give this a 6.5. That's a good score.
Mhm.
And for all the things that that Jay shared, I completely agree, and I highly recommend this film. It definitely holds up. It's
Mhm.
what, this is a
Mm.
30-ish-year-old film
Yeah, it'll
almost.
be 3 years, it'll be 30, right?
It holds up. Who would
1998.
know? This is
Mhm.
one of the
Yeah.
few, I think it's one of the few films, and I also made this little note here, like special credit here. There's no current humor in it. There's no
Mm.
presentism. There's no politics. When you don't put that stuff in a film will hold up.
Mhm.
There's
Yeah.
no inside jokes. There's no poking fun at celebrities today, whatever, who people won't know 20 years from now. So this is a really good standard for making those kind of films that will hold up.
Mhm. Absolutely.
James, on to you.
Well, Highlander. Then we
He's a good scores Highlander. We
I
just
don't know.
have high standards for like reaching
We
into
have
the 8 range.
perfection.
Godfather,
Then we
Lord
have
of the
that.
Rings.
We get that. Yeah.
Set
Not
like
quite there.
anything 7 to like 5.5 is still good movies. It's just
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get into the 8 range for us, we're just a little strict. That's all.
There we go.
Well,
Yeah.
even 2 weeks ago when we did our 50th and we
Hold it. Did he not agree with us with our Twilight at least?
We
Scores
must
that
have
as
agreed
well,
on
yeah.
that.
No, he
Must
doesn't
have,
like
yeah.
my 6.5. But when we did the 50th and we showed our lowest rank, the reason why I only showed, I think, 4 was because we had 4 that were below a 5.
Okay.
Everything else was 5 or higher, which I didn't want to call a low score. Like we all
No.
agreed that some 5s were still recommendations. So Highlander,
Yeah.
we saved the 9s and the 8s for, the likes of The Godfather and Star Wars and The Great Escape. So 6.5 is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is good. Yes. Now I'm going to take just a different stance because I have to say that I watched this later. 18 when this came out. I'm drinking, going out, getting parties. Then that's going to college. Then join the Royal Air Force, leaving the Royal Air Force, and I probably watched it then.
That's an interesting time to watch it. I'll tell you that.
Really, getting going out to bars at 18, going clubbing, and then with your mates, and then joining the Royal Air Force. Watching A Bug's Life was probably not my number one take. Apart from that, I highly recommend this movie. Now, if I'm just going to pick a little bit of hold before I get to my score, because I think this movie would have been better if they did it not from Flick's point of view, as we see he's the story lead, but from the circus point of view, from that band. And then they help Flicks by the same story and all that, only because I think it could have worked having number 2, having that group. Because if you go, and I think this is why they didn't do it too, because what's the next story with the ants? But if you do a traveling circus, a caravan, you could go anywhere.
Well, see, I actually agree with that concept for sequels, and that's why I think having the ants bring because the best characters I would say are in the caravan. They're in the circus caravan. I would say all the best characters are probably in there. So I think it's a great way to have kind of the ant story have brought them in. You know, the way this movie played out, and then Bug's Life 2 would have been perfect to follow the caravan. If you want to have Flick meet up with them at some point to kind of tie everything together, great. But I agree. I think the caravan would have made for a great second movie.
And they meet a different kind of bug, and they meet up with the termites.
Exactly what they did in Toy Story. They introduced new toys, and I think
that would have been a great way to go.
You know, I thought,
And
so
with
I think
the
they
great
missed...
thing with sequels of animated movies, they could pick it up friggin' 15 years later and not skip a beat because nobody aged. You just keep it all looking the same, like they've done.
Yeah. And I must say, like, did anybody watch the animated? I only noticed it when I was researching a little bit about the things looking up. I noticed the game, and I noticed they did an animated show.
Oh, was there an animated series? Oh, I don't even remember that.
One and done.
Remember that.
Yeah, exactly. So
they tried that a bit for I think Aladdin got something like that too. They did try a little bit of that, and
Aladdin got
show even, and
so
Aladdin got a direct to DVD sequel too. I think so. Fair enough.
Yeah. So it's a shame because I like the movie. I recommend the movie. There's bits I'd say I think they focus on the ants too much, and I think what hurt this probably is having ants. They both competed. They got that, so it's the same. People get confused which one's which because this hasn't been, let's say, well received.
This later on. Second, I think, too.
Exactly. But for me, I think the one thing this hurts where you've all said, like the other movies, that it kind of makes you go ooh or upset or things. There needed to be that danger element, I think, and I think they missed out on that one with, like, if they're gonna do like a Bruno with Dot. I think if there was something like drastically, epic, a really bad, like, because only Flick gets beaten up. Really, there's no other real, except for Hopper saying the danger's going to come. There's not a danger element. So that's the thing. There's not that moment where something's going to think. I think if they killed off the older queen, might have been a different movie. I think that would have been, Hopper's really bad. Really,
so you're
really
okay
bad.
With Mufasa,
Yeah, kind of. I think there needs to be like some. I think there needs to be sometimes there needs to be a bit of a shock moment. There's not in this, but in the way the story is told, it is a kind of a very well told story. I just think the ones, if you go by the ones that really worked in animation or Pixar, they've all got that. Oh, I didn't expect that. Oh, that's a bit shocking moment. So for me, I'm going to give it a little bit of a lower score, unfortunately, but not by much because I still love this movie. I just don't. I think they need to do a little bit more, but I still enjoy watching this movie. I give it a 6. So it's not far off here, but it's a lovable family movie. It's good. It's one that it's not one I seek out, but because I don't have the connection like Jay does. But I will watch it if it comes on. I'm sitting and watching it. That's the thing. But I will I think there are ones I enjoy more. Like I hate to say, like we all refer to it as Toy Story. You do like Toy Story more, and
I would say Toy Story is Toy Story 1 specifically is to this day still my favorite Pixar movie. So I would agree. I do think there are better Pixar. I think Finding Nemo is probably better. But this one, I think this is better than Cars. I'd rather watch A Bug's Life over Cars. I was never a big Cars
100%. Yeah, I agree.
Cars got way bigger.
Cars got old with me. Yep.
Right. And I've never seen Cars. I liked it. I thought it was fine. But like I could honestly tell you if that was on TV, I'd flick right by it. I wouldn't actually go back to it. I think this one is significantly
Monsters Inc. though is good. I like
Monsters Inc. Another great choice.
Incredibles is the best.
Incredibles, yep, another one. So I do think there's better ones than this. I've always just felt this one is super underrated when you see ones like Cars, for example.
Yeah,
Cars got sequels and merchandising and marketing that.
I don't get. There must have been like.
Highlander
well played, Highlander. Well played. Vehicles, we'll call it that from now on.
But yeah, I don't get even today. Like you get that, like what Disney do, they milk everything. This one they don't milk, and I think they could. Like,
I think Pixar had a pretty. Oh, sorry. Did I just lose Stasis there? Or is that my internet acting up? Okay, got you now. Sorry, lagged out a little.
yeah,
You're still here. Yep.
I think Pixar might have had a distinct like no milking rule, because I feel like they must have put their foot down with Disney to be like, we're not going to milk these things. These are our project. This is what we're working on. Because it just seems so odd that they never really did sequels up until, aside from Toy Story 2 coming, again, relatively quickly for their standards at 5 years, they just didn't do sequels no matter how good the movie was. Incredibles, Monsters, Inc., Nemo. Again, obviously a decade later, we started to get those one after the other. Finding Dory, Incredibles 2, and all that. And Cars. That was the... that one got sequels pretty quick, but I mean, Cars 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever.
Cars. We're clipping
Cars. Cars got a lot of sequels, or I think at least a couple sequels, pretty quickly. So for whatever reason, Toy Story, Cars, those got them, but the rest, not as much.
But how cool? I don't know. Like, if somebody's going to like anybody went in the 2000s, I'm guessing it would have been. Was there any ride at any park with like this? Because how cool!
Yes.
Oh, was there?
Hang on,
cool.
hold on.
Because it would be cool.
There
like
was a whole thing in Disney World, because when I took my kids, it was still there. And hang on.
Interesting. I didn't know.
Because you could do like you ride
a massive little.
You ride Heimlich as a caterpillar ride, and then
A Bug's Life was the 3D. You would do this little ride, and then you would end up in a 3D theater, and you'd kind of go through like parts of the scenery, and like when you went through, when the raindrops came down, you got pelted with water.
No kidding.
When when the grasshoppers were coming, the seats would shake. So yes, look up on the internet. It's called, and it's just closing this year.
Oh,
no kidding.
It's been there the whole time. It's called It's Tough to Be a Bug. It's the A Bug's Life 3D adventure in Disney. And people criticize it because it is kind of creepy for kids. There's a Reddit thread that says it's Disney World's cruelest ride.
Interesting.
It's in the Animal Kingdom, and it is lovely because you kind of walk around through like.
I was just there a couple years ago too, and I didn't even see it. Oh, that's unfortunate.
And I remember, because when we were having our argument last night about bugs versus ants versus bees, and one of the kids said, "Oh, that ride at Disney World where they poke you in the back." So when one of the animals gets hit, when they were doing slapstick, right? The slapstick joke, they thump the back of your chair, like those 3D, and you get, and it is kind of, it's jarring, right? For a kid, it's kind of, I guess it is kind of creepy for little kids. My kids didn't care. The thing that my husband and I, of course, get annoyed with is not knowing that you're going to get splashed with water when you get splashed with water.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, and it's closing this year. This is the last year for A Bug's Life ride.
There you go.
I did not realize that was even a ride.
See, they could just do something like really simple though, like even like an ant farm, and then just have animatronics within the ants, like with everything else, like all the other bugs as animatronics, but like really tiny, and then loads of ants. That would they could open a little section of the park and do this whole walk through where like it feels like you're in walking through blades of grass and like kind of the environment, the whole thing. Similar to like, I mean, they're not going to invest what they invested in the Pandora experience that they have over there, because obviously Avatar is a way bigger, thing, IP, and just kind of for whatever reason, a massive world phenomenon. Wouldn't guess for me.
The movies aren't great, but I mean, I will say one thing is that portion of the park that they did, I was gonna say Amazon, the Pandora thing they did. Oh my word, it is phenomenally done. I mean, you do truly feel like between the kind of virtual ride that they have and then this little lazy river thing that they have, you feel like you're actually in the world of Avatar. So they don't have to, I would never expect them to sink that kind of money into it, but some kids section of the park for like, the much younger side of the kids that are there, the 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, of just, he walks through and there's, life-size mushrooms and blades of grass and a flick and a Princess Ada and the ladybug and Heimlich, like just some version of that you could walk through, see all the characters. I would have thought a kind of a version of a Honey I Shrunk the Kids type of amusement type area
Mhm.
would be great for an amusement park.
Yeah.
That
So
would be great.
again, especially in Animal Kingdom, I think it would be perfect over there. Just yeah, I don't know. I
We
guess
were in Universal last year, and of course, Harry Potter. We went
Mhm.
to the Hogwarts and the Hogwarts, and then sorry, let me try one more time. We went to Hogsmeade, which is on
yes.
one side, and the Diagon Alley, which is on
Mhm.
another side, and then there's going to be a whole other place.
Yeah, they're doing Ministry. I thought, is that what it was? The
Ministry of
Ministry of
Magic. Yeah.
Mhm.
But and those were amazing. Those were so immersive. And then
Yeah, they're
of course
amazing.
the one that my one daughter, who's a huge like her favorite is Kung Fu Panda. At Universal, they have a Kung Fu Panda area that is kind of like that. It's very geared to little kids. It's got
Mhm.
like, the rope climb and a
Yeah,
lot of
simple
jungle
stuff.
gym kind of things. And then you go into training. Then you go to
Oh, that's
Poe's
awesome.
training camp and you are learning your karate kung fu moves, whatever, with Kung Fu Panda, which is so cool. And of course, my kid's like 18 going through this and loving it with all the 4-year-olds, having a blast, having a blast.
No, that's awesome. I think this movie deserved a little something like that, something interactive where you
Yeah.
could walk through, see the characters,
Mhm.
see oversized, grass and mushrooms and whatever else.
Yeah, I just looked at the toys.
Some little
like,
things.
They're absolutely awful. Like they're not good.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I don't even remember a toy
It's
marketing.
literally McDonald's toys. And
Yeah,
Oh,
is that
Happy
it?
Meals.
Pixar
Oh,
ones,
I
but
might
it
actually
was
recognize that if I
they
saw
were
it.
all doubles, and it
Yeah.
their packaging it's not very good, and it's just like okay, but it's all
Cheapy
like
plastic too.
yes, it just doesn't look
McDonald's
great.
was huge for the working with Disney for these movies and their little Happy Meal stuff. So there's a chance I'll recognize some of those just from being a kid and the grandparents taking you to McDonald's, getting you the Happy Meal. But yeah, I mean, if that's all they had, then that's a pretty weak
The Cars Happy
merchandising
Meals were
campaign.
good. My dad was collecting
Cars are
those.
easy. They're how easy is a car?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
fair
dad
enough.
was collecting those because my kids were super little, when that came out, but he was collecting them. And then when they got a little older, he gave them, and it was all the characters, all the cars, and he got a full set for both of them. And they were actually really well done. They weren't cheapy
Mhm.
plastic. They were really well done. So we still have those, but yeah, Happy Meals they vary in quality.
I
Let's put it that way.
I don't get the premise of collecting toys. I really don't understand it.
Yeah, not a fan,
Really?
huh?
Really? Are you
I will
sure?
say I do kind of wonder if maybe they just felt like insects wouldn't translate to good toy sales.
Hmm.
But I just find it crazy that they wouldn't bother. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you would think they would at least try. So to not bother, there had to be some other reason. If they truly didn't bother, I just can't think of any line of toys or anything I ever had.
Ants, I don't remember any toys, and that's
No.
like
And they all looked
Ants,
alike, though.
I
All
didn't
those
like
characters
ants.
looked
Ants kind of
alike.
that's the
sucked.
problem with they one. Yeah, so
I was not a fan of ants. I thought it sucked. It felt too adult as a kid
Yep.
when I was watching it, and it lost me
Woody Allen,
immediately.
for God's sakes.
Oh yeah, not a huge fan of any of his work. And from what I understand, he's a very weird, creepy person. I don't know, could be wrong on that. Don't know the full story.
No, he is.
So don't quote me on it. But I had heard some really creepy stuff, rumors about him.
Quote Jay.
Yeah, let's put allegedly on that for fairness, because I don't know for sure. But allegedly heard some really creepy stuff about him. So not a huge fan of that guy, but was never a fan of his work in general. And as a kid, I hated ants. I just thought the tone, the feel, it did not resonate for me as a kid. And I don't know. And outside of actually my wife, who was like, "Oh, I think I remember ants more than this." I couldn't find anybody who remembered ants more than A Bug's Life.
Sorry, Jay. I wonder if, because you said ants come first.
I thought it did by a few months.
I wonder if
Let's see.
people who watched ants and then didn't watch Bug's Life, it was hurt by that, because I think everybody agrees that
It
Bug's
was
Life.
oh my God, it was only a few weeks before. Ants was October 2nd, but that was DreamWorks, which is still whatever, a subsidiary. And then, oh no, is DreamWorks part of
DreamWorks
this?
is
Separate?
no, I thought
Separate,
DreamWorks was with Paramount. or is
Yeah.
it its
Oh,
own
right.
thing?
Okay,
I
so
thought
two
that might have been
different.
their
It
umbrella
used to be its
company.
own thing. It used to be DreamWorks, Steven Spielberg, wasn't it?
Okay, that makes
Was
sense.
it because they did
Yeah.
Shrek was DreamWorks, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. So Ants was October 2nd, 1998. A Bug's Life was November 20th. So it was
Wow.
5
That's
weeks. No,
that was
6
that a
6
rush to get it out, and then who got
Probably
that
before
looking?
the next.
No, yeah,
I would have said, yeah, probably a rush on Ant's part to be ahead of the next Pixar
yeah.
thing, having
I
just
think
seen how
if you're
successful
if you're
Toy Story was.
if you're a parent and you're taking your kids to Ants, and then they didn't like it, you're not going to take them to Bugs
Well,
Life.
and I think that's the thing is
Mm.
like one, there's probably a little bit of that. There's probably a little bit of confusion, probably
Yeah.
a little bit of people rolling their eyes at 2 Bugs movies. I'm not going to see 2 Bugs movies. You
Yeah.
pick one. We'll go, and if
Oh,
Ants is first, yeah. That's
sorry,
not
Sandy. As you do this, what was the Christmas movie that year?
Let me see. I'm gonna look.
I wonder what it was. If they were like not
Oh,
November.
hello, Titanic.
Hello. Yeah, but
yes.
for kids though.
Let me see if there's anything that
There's
looks.
normally there's
Titanic
normally
was
a kid.
released on the 19th of December.
Yeah.
I don't see any kids movies
Yeah. Okay.
in
There's normally you normally do have like
December.
yeah.
Oh, and the other one, I'm sorry, Titanic and Tomorrow Never Dies released on the same day.
Okay.
So we had two, we had a Bond
Mm.
and then a blockbuster.
No, nothing. Because you know we do have it. No,
What's Mouse Hunt? Mouse Hunt was the same weekend too. It's a DreamWorks. I don't even know what
No.
that is.
Never heard
Nope.
of it.
Nothing.
No. Strange. Because you normally have one.
Jackie Brown
Kind of,
was
yeah.
December 25th. Christmas Day was Jackie Brown and Mighty Joe Young.
There you
I
go.
guess that was a Disney, Mighty Joe Young, number 86
There you
overall.
go.
Nothing that year
Nothing.
because Titanic was,
Yeah. Apparently-
dominating for.
That's all we're gonna know. That's all we need to know. Mouse Hunt was cute. Never heard of
Okay.
it. Never heard of it.
I
I'll have to
don't
look
think
it up.
I know Mouse Hunt.
No, I've never heard of it. Oh no, I do know that movie. Yes, I do. I've seen it. Lee Evans. Okay, it's actually quite funny. Yeah, it's actually Okay, yeah,
Is
I do
it?
know that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Barbara
actually
Bernstein.
it's
Okay.
actually it's stuck in a house. They're trying to get a mouse out of the house. I think. Yeah, kind
That's
of thing.
it.
And, yeah,
It's just
and
get
it's
the
a
mouse.
slapstick. It's Lee Evans.
Tom and Jerry.
You know Lee Evans comedy.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still alive. He's still alive.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
always get, I get
Oh, yeah.
everyone mixed up with Sean Locke. I know Sean Locke's the one who passed away. And I don't know why. I get Lee
that's
Mack
very
and Lee
slapstick,
Evans.
yeah.
Makes no sense.
No, it's very fall over kind of, I actually don't mind that movie. I wouldn't have even clocked on that's what it is, but when it comes on, you're like, that's actually quite funny. It's it's like it's just a bit silly. It's like
Home
what's
Alone.
it?
It's got that
kind
Home
of
Alone feel
Home
to it.
Alone and Stuart Little. Mix it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
there we
God,
go.
Stuart Little with
Do I know this?
that's
I'm gonna look it up.
Hugh Laurie.
Laurie.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Hugh
Stuart
Laurie. Yeah.
Little.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was Michael J. Fox Stuart Little?
Yes, he
Yes.
was.
He
Yes.
was, right?
There we go.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mom, look at me. Yeah,
I did like Stuart Little as a kid.
I did
quite a
too.
bit.
But yeah, cool. So do you think now we're gonna get another family? Should we go to the wheel?
Yes, we
Let's go
should.
to the wheel. After that, now this is gonna like I love this is what I love about Film Club. I love that. Doctor Strange, A Bug's Life, The Fugitive. What are we gonna get next? This
Goodness
has got to be
knows.
this. If we go by what we had, what did we have before? Doctor
True
Strange,
Romance.
True Romance, the 50th. So we had True Romance, Doctor Strange Love.
Was that the one before?
No, 51 was Greatest Game Ever Played.
Oh,
yes,
that's right.
yes,
That's
oh,
right.
yeah,
We had that
Naughty.
one.
Yes,
Yep.
another
Okay,
thing, yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
I was
okay.
gonna say, I
We
thought
have
there was
to-
something between those two.
Now I'm guessing it's gonna like Jay. You've been on a roll
Yeah,
on a
let's keep it
roll.
going.
No,
Keep it rolling.
because nobody knows what who did Pot Fugitive on. So
I think it was
obviously,
me.
but
It was probably
yeah.
me.
that's it. But yeah, so Jay, you're probably in double figures now because Sandy, you
I
did your
think I'm
work. So we were
just short. I think I
Yeah.
want to say I'm around like
6,
9.
7, 8,
Okay.
probably 8 or 9.
Okay.
So I got a couple more to get up there.
But Any preferences? I don't even know what the wheel's going to do now. Yeah.
No,
Now,
nothing that comes to mind immediately.
Jay looks on that list straight away, and I can see the Dark Knight. Would you want that? I can see that.
Oh, that
hey,
would
I'll
be
never
great. That would
deny
be a
watching The
treat.
Dark Knight. That's for sure.
That would be a treat.
There we go. Oh, we do have Sandy's guilty pleasure. I see there as well. What can that be? But as usual, we're going to do a
movie. My guilty pleasures are all B movies, so that might be fun.
Oh, I don't know what mine would. Oh, mine would be. Yeah,
I'd
mine
have to
would
think
be like
on mine, honestly.
Mine are
would
all
make
those
you go,
creepy old
"What?"
Vincent Price movies. Those are my guilty pleasure. They're
what came
terrible,
on
but
the
they're
other
good.
day? Oh, I had one the other day. The Vampire Lover, that came on the other day. It's not what you. It sounds a bit odd, but yeah, it's a vampire.
Yeah,
getting
it
her
definitely
vengeance.
sounds.
It sounds.
It
But
sounds
it's not.
like a movie.
It's one of those ones.
Dark.
It's a night like a 70s movie. You know, you have to have boobs in a vampire movie for some reason.
It's sounding more and more like an After Dark type of movie the more you explain it.
But that's what I was like, oh my god. You start watching me like, this is terrible, absolutely terrible.
Now, before we spin the wheel, gentlemen.
Before we spin the wheel, it's never gonna happen. That Braveheart.
No,
We Were Soldiers. I don't mind that movie. I will recommend it, but I don't think it's on. Maybe, you know.
I can't do Braveheart. I can't.
No.
Before we spin the wheel, you know, the last few weeks I've been saying, you know, there's been such a dearth of films in the theater, in the cinemas, but you know, I'm really looking forward to a few. Well, two of the ones I'm looking forward to are being released on the same day, on September 12th here in the United States. And
Downton Abbey!
Downton Abbey! And Spinal Tap 2.
Oh,
so
nice.
I'm going, both of them. I'll go on different days. But if either of you or both of you want to see one or both of those, we could definitely chat about those, or one or more of those. But for Spinal Tap 2, you have to see Spinal
but Jay,
Tap 1.
you've not seen Downton Abbey.
I've not watched Downton Abbey, and I've not seen Spinal Tap 1, so I've not seen either.
Well, maybe that'll come up on the wheel, because that's on the wheel.
It would be great timing.
That would actually be very, very good timing then, yeah. But Jay, you'll love Downton Abbey. You would love it. But then, but no, I think because it's brilliant. It's just brilliant. I think. But we also got Gosford Park.
It is brilliant because, but it's brilliant because you do like those good old British period dramas. I don't know that a lot of others do.
Oh no, it's good entertainment.
I love them.
Though. It's good entertainment. I'm sorry, Downton Abbey is great entertainment, and it has an American in it, and the comes into it. So you know, something to look forward to. But, yeah, I actually saw the first. I actually saw the first trailer today to Downton Abbey, and I was like, yes.
I saw it last week, and unfortunately, there is a film I'm going to go see next weekend that I'm like not happy about the trailer, but I have to see it. And there's a film, I don't know how wide the release is going to be, called Baltimoreans, about Baltimoreans.
That doesn't sound good.
The title, yeah, it's really a derogatory. Trust me, you know, I've lived with this my whole life. Oh, you're from Baltimore, you're a Baltimorean. But
I've actually never heard that before. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I've got a new one for Baltimore Orioles fans.
The trailer, it looks like it's trying to be kind of loving to the city, and it's telling a story of a divorced woman, and you know, just kind of living in a blue collar, you know, hardworking city like Baltimore. But the title is just like, But I watched the trailer and I'm like, oh, there's my school. Oh, that, you know, they really filmed it around my zone.
That's really cool.
And I'm surprised I didn't have any clue this was being filmed. It must have been filmed like a few years ago, and it's just getting released now. But I think I will have to go see it, and I'll let you know if I'm angry or not. I don't think it's going to get a wide release. I'm pretty sure it's just a small film. So there are a few things to look forward to. I feel like it's been over a year since there was anything to look forward to. I look forward to Superman. I'm glad I saw it. I'm glad all of us saw it and talked about it. Jay, your review is really good.
Well, thank you.
I'm glad I didn't see the Fantastic Four. By the way, Jay, did you go see the Fantastic
No,
Four?
I do think I'm gonna. I just saw
Okay.
that Thunderbolts made its way to Disney Plus, and while I have a subscription to it, I'll probably let both of those come to Disney Plus,
Yeah.
watch them, and then I might do a video talking about like I've seen the last two Marvel movies. Here's my thoughts, and just kind of
I
see
think you
where it is
should.
from there. Just because I really don't want to do. I think I missed the window to do a review on them, so it'd be kind of more just an open discussion on like where it is heading into whatever the hell they're going to try to do with the Doomsday movies.
Oh yeah, that's an excellent. Yeah,
James, you didn't see Fantastic Four, did you?
No.
No.
No, I didn't even have an inkling to
Yeah.
after the trailers. I
Well,
was like, no.
what's interesting about these first few movies to come out this summer, and I agree, there wasn't much I was looking forward to, but I've kind of readjusted my expectations to looking forward to being surprised by things because of the movie that Highlander actually just mentioned in one of his recent comments here. K-pop Demon Hunters. I agree, Highlander. I
I'm definitely
highlighted
gonna
this because
watch
I
that.
wanted to say I absolutely love this movie. I thought it was great. I was so surprised by it. I did not think, and for some reason I can't unhide the comments because my StreamYard isn't working right now. So we got Highlander on the screen stuck. But regardless,
Yeah.
oh, there we go. Thank you. I love that movie, and I was so surprised by how good it was. And I never would have in a million years thought I would have even liked a movie called K-pop Demon Hunters. Never mind, liked it more than anything that's come out in the summer that I have seen so far. Now, granted, I haven't seen Jurassic Park, and I haven't seen Fantastic Four, and I will get around to seeing them. Don't get me wrong. But with the success that movie's having, if you were to tell me that was going to be kind of the movie highlight of the summer, I think for everybody, even if some of the ones that are in theaters might be making more money than this one, this is the one being talked about, I think, with the most glowing kind of reception. So I agree, Highlander. I thought it was awesome. I can't put into words how little
Don't
I
agree
expected
with
that
him.
to be the case. I did
No, that's
not
cool.
expect to like this movie. When I first saw the title, I was like, oh, this is obviously for a generation that is not aimed at me or a demographic. I'm going to be honest. I thought it was the TikTok generation, something for them. It just seemed like it with K-pop being so popular in that generation and, you know, the anime type of stuff. I'm like, all right, not for me. This is for them. Skip it on Netflix. No big deal. But then everybody with just the glowing word of mouth about it. I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. And just incredibly surprised. It's been incredibly successful. And long story short, agree, Highlander. Great movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to look at it. And Jay, share the fun factoid that you shared with me about the music.
Oh, yes. So I actually just did a little video talking about the success of it because, again, I feel like I want to put a lot of credit on, you know, these good movies when they come out as people who are always kind of, you know, we're always a little bit apprehensive about what's coming out next and kind of approach it with a little bit of caution, like look forward to that, but don't want to get my hopes up. So when one comes out that surprises me, I just love to talk about it. I want to get it out there as much as possible. And what I shared with Stasis and Sandy was K-pop Demon Hunters is now the first movie soundtrack in over 45 years to have 3 songs simultaneously in the top 5 of the Billboard Hot 100. And the last album to do it was, of course, the Saturday Night Fever album in 1978. Exactly. A good old-fashioned disco album. So it just kind of goes to show you how, I mean, I think it also just broke Netflix's streaming record at like 236 million views. They're working on a sequel, I guess, but that was going to be kind of obvious just from the general success. But there was something else. It did
K-pop is ridiculously big, though.
Well, and that's the thing. It's so big. I just kind of thought it was something that was going to be for a generation younger than me. I didn't think I'd like it as much. I kind of felt a little bit like the old man of the room, like give me my classic rock and call it a day. But no, I loved it. I thought it was great. I'm not huge into pop music, never mind K-pop, but I loved it. Thought the music was awesome. And yes, it was actually what Highlander just talked about, the sing-along thing they did in theaters. They did it for one weekend, sing-along version, go to theaters, watch it. It did like 18 million. It won the weekend box office.
Wow.
Everywhere, you know, it can succeed. It's succeeding. So again, yeah, great movie. I agree, Highlander, and definitely check it out, everyone.
I want to look that up. And then just one more coming attraction. I want to try to talk about one new one each week, something that we didn't notice the last time.
I like that.
So October 17th. You all remember Snakes on a Plane, right? Snakes on a Plane?
Yes.
Anybody see the animated film a few years ago called Pets? There's just pets living in
Yes,
like
yes,
the
yeah,
lives
yeah,
of
yeah.
pets in
No.
an
Yeah.
apartment.
Yeah.
Well,
Life for Pets. It's a Life for Pets, wasn't it? Life for Pets.
it's something like that. On
Yeah.
August
Oh,
17th,
I think I've heard of it. Yeah.
on August 17th, pets on a train instead of snakes on a plane.
What? Just mayhem pets?
Mayhem pets on a
Okay.
train.
Okay.
I
Why
liked
not?
the
Why
film
not?
Pets. I did. I liked it because they're all
So
like
is this a sequel to
to
that
pets.
film? Oh, okay.
But
So
it's
this is
pets on
I
a
see.
train instead of
Okay.
snakes in a
Yeah.
plane.
Okay.
I like so it's like it's an apartment building, right? And when everybody goes off to work, then the pets are all living their good life, right? There's
Oh,
there's
okay.
the dogs, the cats, the birds, the fish, whatever. They're all doing their own thing. When humans aren't looking.
Sorry,
Yeah, for
I've got,
some um
go on,
I'm
Karen.
going to
Sorry.
see Pets on a Train. I'm going for
There
it.
you go. There you go. Have you watched this? What Highlander has announced? Thursday Murder Club.
No, I don't think I've even
Oh,
heard
I
of it.
read the first book. I love
Okay,
it. Richard
apparently-
Osman.
Okay, apparently don't watch the movie then.
Oh, no.
Sandy, just read the cast for us. Just bring it up and
Oh.
Netflix. It got released 3 days ago, I think. I watched it last night.
Oh, is it terrible?
I didn't like it. Jay did.
No. I like the
He thought
book.
it was okay. I didn't like it, Highlander.
Oh,
I thought
no. Oh,
I
good
mean-
grief. We've
I
got
mean, I
Pierce
did-
Brosnan. We've got Helen Mirren. We've got all the dames and the knights and the sirs.
Yes, it's
This looks like a good cast.
What a cast! What a cast! Absolutely, they are brilliant in it. They are Ben Kingsley, yeah, everybody. I'm gonna go. It did a Netflix for me. It seemed like they missed an
Really?
hour. It's a 5. It was
Oh,
just so
no.
if at one point I have to pick up that because I'm bored. That's what happened, and I was just like, you know what? It's just missed the mark. It has a great concept and it has a great idea.
Jonathan Price is in this.
I'll have to
my
try it.
word.
Yeah,
It's
this
brilliant.
cast
Yeah,
alone
David
is making me want to
Tennant?
try it.
Jade
David
liked it. There you go.
Tennant is
Even
in
Tom
it.
Ellis, I think, is a pretty good actor. This
Yeah.
is
I just didn't. I just was like, I just like, was it Enola Holmes?
yes, the Enola
Yeah,
Holmes movies.
That kind of just.
So I
that
never
kind of
watched
stuff
those,
feel.
so I don't know enough about them.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
give
just
this a
that.
try.
It's
This is new, you
okay.
said?
Well, I read the book, so
yeah. Apparently, if you write the book, apparently everybody's kicking off that it's horrid. But
Interesting. I'll give
for
it
a
a try.
movie, it's a 5. It's okay. Did you laugh? I didn't highlight that. I just thought it was a bit bland. I must say like that.
So is it
was
like a comedy murder mystery? Is that the
yeah, kind of the concept is
smart.
there, and but it's unfortunately it didn't do it for me. It has Chris Columbus, who's the director.
Harry Potter? Did
Harry
he
Potter,
did a lot of
and
Harry
I was
Potter
just
movies.
when it came up, I was like, oh, that didn't have the feel of his movies, and it just missed it. It just missed me because it just had, it was this could be like the cast.
Yeah.
Be like, what if you had that cast? It's
I mean,
great.
that cast is a draw for sure.
Like, yeah, they are good in it. They are good in it. Everybody, Pierce Brosnan, brilliant in it. I must say that. Ben Kingsley, great in it. Henry Millen just doing being great as always. But just the how it was edited and shot, it was just like, give me some murder mystery, and it like a girlfriend was right. It's like it should have been more like those. She liked it, but I said like she agreed it should have been like those old Sunday morning murder mysteries on the BBC, like when they're like really
your good old
town.
local mysteries in the small
Yes.
town, the little
but
Morse and Endeavor and
yeah, exactly, and it just missed it. But it's worth the things. So it's good. I would not recommend it because I think people are going to like it. I just didn't. It just missed it for me.
I'm gonna try it. I think the cast is pulling me enough towards it. I'll probably try it and maybe do a video on it just for the fun of it.
There you go.
I just that cast is really damn good.
I know.
It should be enabled. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, give it a go. I give it a go. I would give it a go. It just I was like, oh, I'm disappointed because that cast when you see
I
them
see what you
is
right,
literally
I see what you
even
mean
the
there.
even the B number, like the B cast in it are great. like.
Well, yeah, I'm
great
looking at guys
actors.
like Tom Ellis. Like, I think he's a pretty good actor. He's from Lucifer. I thought he was
Yes.
pretty good in that
Yeah.
show. And all that.
Mhm.
Like, he's
Yeah.
not as
Yeah.
big as Pierce Brosnan, but
Yeah.
that next tier down, I think even has good actors there.
Yeah. And
I'm
he,
gonna tell you,
he-
Pierce Brosnan is another one who has aged incredibly well. I'm just saying.
So
Oh,
funny you
well,
say that. I was on a
somebody said,
stream.
"Oh, I like him with his a full beard." So like, and that wasn't me.
Jade has good taste.
I was actually on a stream earlier. I can't remember whose
Obviously.
it was, but in the chat, somebody was talking about having just seen him in a movie. Maybe it was this. And they were like, "Oh, I didn't realize how much he aged." And in my mind, I was like, I hope to God by his age I look like that. I think he looks
Seriously.
great at his age.
Oh,
He could
yeah.
still be
can only
Bond. He
pray I
could
look
be
like
the
that.
old Bond, you
Yeah,
know?
you could
Yeah.
100% do a retired Bond movie with him where you have to call him back to be 007 for one mission and one mission. Actually, I don't know how his 007 ended, so I don't know if he's alive or not canonically. But man, you could definitely do an easy one spin-off return of Pierce Brosnan 007. It would, I think, do numbers.
We don't have I don't think we have a James Bond movie, do we?
I don't think we have a James Bond, do we?
Oh,
Do we have
no.
I
No, I
may
don't
have
think we have a
missed
Bond
it.
on
Do
there,
we
no.
have a Bond?
Oh well, we have our picks. We have our picks.
Oh no, and yeah, in real life, I don't believe we have a Bond yet either.
No.
I don't
That's
think
what I
that's picked up
mean.
yet.
Like, do we
No,
have
no.
a Bond? That's what I meant. Has someone
Oh, we
been
do.
cast as the
I
next
don't
James
believe
Bond?
so. I thought I just heard some rumor about
I
somebody.
still think it should be the guy who was in 1923. Is it 23? Like the Yellowstone back one. So they did two, didn't they? 1823 and 1923. There's a
Oh,
guy
I'm not
in that,
even
he's
sure. I've
English.
never watched anything
Oh,
from the Yellowstone
he's good.
universe.
He's great in it, and he's like, when you find out he's British, and you're like, "Yep, I'm having him."
I've always thought Aaron Taylor Johnson would be a good James Bond.
Yeah,
Oh, so
I
that's
say
actually at the top of the list. Alan
Yeah,
Taylor Johnson,
Oh,
Jacob
no kidding.
Elordi.
Oh, he's been
Elordi.
Elordi. He's been kind of a more. He was in that movie Saltburn, I think. I think
Yeah.
he's been a more recent, younger actor coming up.
Josh
in there.
O'Connor. I don't know who that is.
I don't know him.
Let me have a look at this. What's his name? I can't never remember his name.
Harrison Dixon. Don't know
These
him.
sound like some of the younger generation of actor. I don't know a lot of these guys.
Reggie Jean Page. And Henry Cavill.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I still
it.
think Cavill. I know everybody says he's a little old,
Yeah,
but I
Brendan,
don't think Bond has to be.
I'm gonna put it in the. I'll put it in the chat, the private chat. You can have a look what his name is. So this guy.
Oh, okay. I gotta spell that carefully.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Is
I don't
he
think I
is
know
he
him.
Scandinavian?
Yeah, I think he's
Seems
like
that.
and he's like he's like he's one of those Scandinavian in America, brought up in Great Britain, got that with accent.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's been in.
But I must say, everybody probably agrees Henry Cavill should have done it, but 10 years ago, I
don't think.
too old now.
See, I think he's aged pretty well. That he could still. You could give him at least a 007 trilogy at this point. I'm not saying he has to do it as long as Daniel Craig did, but like Daniel Craig didn't do that many Bond movies.
And he was older when he started. Daniel Craig had to be older.
Yeah, for Casino Royale, I don't know that he was any older than Henry Cavill is now. And again, they spaced his movie out over a long time. I think you could shorten it up into a trilogy easy with Cavill still, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Go on, Sandy. How do you pronounce that guy's name then?
Sklenar.
I would try Sklenar, but I'm sure I'm saying that with the wrong kind of accent and pronunciation. I'm sure there's sounds that should be coming out of places that I'm not.
He was the one that coming out, but yeah, he's not female or a different race. So yeah, unfortunately.
I think Aaron Taylor Johnson would be a good one. He's the only name I really know on that list, other than Jacob Elordi. Just kind of know his name. Aaron Taylor Johnson was Craven just now, unfortunately for him.
Oh, yes.
But he was on Bullet Train as well.
Yes. The worst thing is he doesn't look, I don't think he looks good being clean shaven. I don't think he's got the look. I think he looks like the rough and ready kind of guy.
I guess that's fair enough. He usually has like a little goatee, like the little fancy goatees or something at least. So fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, he's good.
But he's a good actor. I think he could do the role.
But yeah, we'll see. They're gonna pull something out of the bag. Now is part owned Disney in it, so
Is it now? No,
Yep.
didn't
Is
I
it?
thought
Yes.
Amazon
Yeah.
just didn't they
Is it
recently
Amazon?
buy?
Is it Amazon Disney? Which one? Who is it? Which
I
idiot
thought
is it?
Amazon bought like MGM Studios or
Is
something
it?
and
I
the
can't
rights
remember what it
to
is.
007.
Someone let us know. I know it's one of the. Yeah, it's got to be
I
one.
could be
think you're
totally
right.
wrong.
Yeah.
They bought something, I think, related to 007. If it wasn't the movie rights, it was some kind of rights. I could have
Yeah.
sworn.
I always say, and I'm going to say always again, and I would, unless they do the next one and set it in the do 60s, I don't think it's going to work.
That'd be cool too if you did like what was the Kingsman movie that went back in time to like the beginning of the Kingsman? I think it was a third one.
I would
You did
like
something like
that.
that. That would be cool. That would be pretty cool.
Yep.
It's such a
That's it, yeah.
cool era too to film, and that's okay. Now I'm going to mention Fantastic
hello,
Four again.
darling.
Kind of going back to the 60s or the 50s is it's just so interesting, right? And if they did it right, it would look good in addition to hopefully having a good story and be interesting and not just the same old stuff. But they won't.
So
it'd be modern and modern politics, unfortunately. That because they
I know.
recipe for great filmmaking.
Yeah.
So I just used trusty handy dandy AI to ask the question.
Yes.
And apparently the rights to James Bond film franchise are a complex matter involving several parties, but the key players are Eon Productions through its holding company something and Amazon MGM Studios. So that is direct from AI itself. So I do believe
I know that
Amazon MGM Studios owns it now because I remember them buying MGM maybe within the past year.
There was a thing, and I can't remember the two movies. There was one that wasn't it? Were they released at the same time because they both had the different rights. There was a split within the James Bond universe, and it's like I Will Never Live Again or whichever ones where they did an old Sean Connery, and he came back, didn't he? And then was it? It wasn't Roger Moore's. It was.
They did two in the same year just recently because when we did the top
there you
20,
go, like, never say never again.
Reviewed. Yeah.
Never say never again is that is the Sean Connery one that he's old and then comes back, and that is the other franchise, and they did it at the same time. And I can't remember what was released at the same time. Connery. There was another movie. Yeah, what was released at the same in the same year, and they were competing because they both had the rights to James Bond, and it was it's really confusing. Yeah, so there are two different companies that have the rights to it, and it's just like how they messed that up, and that's
well, I mean, nothing says success for a company more than confuse the hell out of your customer base.
Compete against yourself. Yeah,
that's always a good start for a business model.
But having it like that. Having the rights to James Bond is a moneymaker, isn't it? Because they did clever.
Should be. Who knows if it will be?
See if they'll do a Warner Brothers though. You have the rights to the best IPs in the world right now, like Harry Potter and Batman, and you can't figure out what to do.
Yeah,
with them.
you just have them on stands. So granted, at least
they have to figure out it's not the greatest thing. And Jade with Batman, we've heard rumors, and then you go, oh no. Oh no!
I know.
Well, and like it's that bit of just like all of it. They've got so many good properties and IPs and rights to all of it, and they just it's like you said, they don't know what to do with them. Finally, we're seeing something happen with Harry Potter, but it's just a rehash of what we've already seen. It's not like it's anything necessarily new.
Yeah.
And the Batman film with Robert Pattinson, I think we just heard recently, it's once again close but not quite done, which is just what we keep hearing about this script.
I love it.
This script, like this script better be God's gift to Earth at the amount of time we keep hearing it's being worked on and almost ready and back to the lab. It's like, dude, just make a freaking Batman movie. This isn't that difficult.
Was it when everybody was saying like Batman's got to be younger, but when the new Batman, if the schedule goes, is Patterson's going to be older than Affleck?
Oh God.
Yeah, is that the case? It's the whole thing.
It's just like, so when
this is
Affleck
why
moaned that you're too old, and then
right.
Now they're doing like it'd be year 3, I'm guessing, and then Patterson will be older than Affleck.
I think James Gunn wants to put a bow on this whole Pattinson, Matt Reeves universe, which I think is silly because you just saw great success with the Penguin, but I don't know that I think he's kind of getting to get I don't want to say a sympathy trilogy as much as a committed trilogy. I think Warner Brothers as a company committed to it, and they had decent success with his first movie and great success, I think, with Penguin. So now they're like, oh yeah, we're seeing this through. I don't think James Gunn really cares. I don't want to say he doesn't care about it because I don't know what the hell James Gunn thinks. I think he's more focused on his stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Like this is like the side thing going on. And that's great.
Yeah.
You guys work on it. I'll just approve things as they come across my desk and all that to make sure it's good. But my focus is my world. And I think that's fair for him. And, you know, I get it. He's building his thing. I think it's a fair way to look at it. I just think part of what's happening now, or it seems like at least part of what's happening now, is the Reeves verse is kind of on the back burner, or maybe that's a problem of Matt Reeves himself where he just can't get this friggin' script done. I don't know what the hell it is, but you guys got to make some progress of it because nobody cares anymore. I care more about Penguin season 2 than I care about Robert Pattinson's Batman coming for a second.
I do like Batman being a separate universe. I think that always will work. I think just the dark element always works better than the other stuff. But how you can't have that one, like, because the Batman has a unique idea and not have that follow-up straight away with in mind that you're already pre-production with the Penguin series. It's a bit odd.
It's crazy that it's going to be as long as it is between sequels. And I will say, to the point of Batman standing in his own universe, I think he works well like that. And I think he has worked the best like that in terms of film. Granted, there haven't been too many attempts to interconnect the heroes of DC quite yet, outside of the kind of one failure we've seen so far. But yeah, I would agree. I think if you're going to ground Batman, he works best in his own universe, which seems to be what we keep getting between Chris Nolan and now this version of Batman with Pattinson and Matt Reeves. But I do think, and I hope James Gunn pulls it off, I do think you can make him work in the shared universe with all the supers and the fantastics in terms of characters, from heroes to villains. He works in that universe too. He always has in comics. He always has in animation. He always has in video games. So he works in there too. It's just one of you filmmakers has to figure out how to make it work, how to make Batman, a regular guy who's rich and well-talented in his skill set, work alongside a super alien like Superman. Like, you film guys just have to figure out how to make that work, because it can. It's been done in other mediums. And which is why I kind of like the idea of having two Batmen going on at the same time. I like having that separate universe, more grounded version, as well as hopefully getting a good version from James Gunn if it works out that way. We have to see it still. But I do want to see filmmakers figure out how to embrace the fantastic with Batman and not just always feel like they have to ground him a bit. Because like Clayface, and they're making a Clayface movie, but I want to see him up against Clayface. I want to see him. I don't know. I don't know, but they're making one. But so ultimately, you would imagine his Batman's going to face that Clayface at some point, or a comic accurate Bane, or a Killer Croc that's massive like he is in Arkham, where he's the size of the Hulk. Like, I do want to see Batman Mr. Freeze. Like, give me not Arnold's version, but give me more.
Arnold, please.
I liked Arnold's version.
Hey, it was fairly attempting to be comic accurate, I guess,
right,
at least in his powers and stuff. But just give me more of that. Embrace the fantastic with Batman. Stop trying to ground him all the time. Just make it work. Make it work.
Well,
every other medium's made it work. Make it work.
Oh, come on, Batman! The best comic I read, Batman versus Judge Dredd. What a comic! That's a good one.
I've never actually read that.
Oh my god, look it up! Absolutely, Batman versus.
I will
Judge
actually.
Dredd.
I'll make a note of that.
It's great because it's literally. Oh, hold it. Let me go. Be right back. Talk.
While we're talking, James is going to rifle through his
Vast
massive collection of comics that he and hopefully not knock any figures off the wall.
Oh, it had it that ready to go. Wow, impressive.
It's very good. Awesome I actually, I was talking about that. Actually, get the best. The best.
fact that you find these so quickly is amazing.
Yeah, if I had to search through my collection, oh god, I hope you guys have an hour to wait.
I know. The thing is, I'm that geeky. I know where they are in this room. Like, you give me a thing. Oh, okay. It's like when we had was it all like every time, like they're down here, like all quiet on the Western Front. Got it down there.
That was amazing too. First edition. Wow.
Yeah. I have to show you one thing. Like, literally the actual. There's one with the Joker, and it's when Judge Anderson is reading the Joker's mind, or reading Batman's mind, and literally the the cover of it is absolutely amazing. Let me get this one because it's literally you're like, oh, they could do this and it could be really messed up. But I like this because it's like I think there's 5 on this one, and it's like Batman wins, Judge wins, then the next one Batman wins, and they're all different artists, so it's quite cool. So they're like DC artists and then 2000 AD artists. So it's like yeah. Let me get this one. I'm gonna show it. Come on, where is it? It's a proper mess. I'm not gonna find it, am I? I'm not gonna find it. Oh, is it this bit? Yes, hold it. No, I'm not, am I? I'm not gonna. The worst thing, the thing is, I'd probably flip. Yeah, like what's going on? No, I'm not gonna find it. Worth a watch, like, but yeah, just like. Sorry, I've not found it, but literally. Let me get just some of the artwork on it. Like, you know, when you're like, oh, that is good artwork. Sorry, let's just get. So I'm gonna stop sharing that for 2 seconds.
Just go you. There you go.
Just go me. Yeah, we go. So like, just the artwork. Sorry, you can't think about that, but just
is that an omnibus you have there, or? Oh,
it's just the whole. Yeah, they did a whole like thing. So it's Judgment in Gotham, Vendetta in Godman, Ultimate Ride. But literally, you just go like some of the. You know when you just like when it's just good. It's just like, oh, they just literally are really, really good. Just yeah. So go. I think highly recommended, though. But
yeah, I definitely want to read that.
Yeah. So anybody who's into Batman, like a bit of Judge Dredd, 100% go for that book. It's it's literally really, really good. It's like 10 out of 10. Like being out, he does know. I know where the thing is, I know where everything is. That is when you like. That is when how bad it is. I'm like, yes, I know it's there. But
do you know where the practical stuff is? Like, I know where all my books are, but sometimes I can't find the pizza cutter. You know, the practical things I can't find anything.
No, I know when they get moved, and they're not in the right
so you're
place.
Like that.
Like when we went on holiday, we came back, and I was like, open the drawer. I was like, that is not normally in there. Why is that in there? Why did your mum need to use that when she was looking after the plants? Is this to water the plants? Why would it be in this drawer? So I'm that kind of particular. I was like, no, it doesn't go there. So yeah, if anything is out of place, I will know. Why is the salt being moved? It's normally there, so I know where. Yeah, but I'm the chef and I'm the kitchen guy, so I know.
Then you have a right to put everything in its place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But on that note, we've had it up the wheel for a while. The wheel has been up there for a while, people. So I'll be ready to do 5 spins as usual.
Well, I think it's the Dark Knight now. Let's go.
I would not mind that.
I've
been in a huge Batman kick this week too. I've been doing Batman shorts and a Batman top 5 video. So I can't get enough Batman this week. That'd be great.
It's gonna be then. You want it to be Titanic, isn't
it? Now it'll be something entirely opposite.
Okay,
yeah, we have mentioned it a few times. I'm
2,
sorry.
3, 4, 5. When I did that, I just saw Coco.
Oh, is Coco on here?
I put that on there.
I've always heard great things about it. I'd love to watch that.
It's so good, especially if you're a historian or a genealogist. It's like it's one of those movies for kids, parents, and genealogists. It's very good.
Mm-hmm. But we also could have Jaws, and we all could go to the cinema to watch the.
That would be pretty cool. Mm-hmm. That would actually.
Anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Crouching Tiger.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Vietnam. We're going back to Vietnam.
Back to Vietnam.
Vietnam, baby.
Seen Full Metal Jacket.
There we go.
Right. Okay, heavy movie.
Oh, this is an interesting cast.
Yes. We spoke about one of them. So yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know that I've ever seen Michael J. Fox in something like this. Very interesting.
This is one of his really early serious movies. Yeah, this is a Vietnam movie that is very hard hitting. It's Vietnam. Something happens, then a court case. Let's say that. Mm-hmm. So this is it's different take on a Vietnam movie. But yeah, this is one of mine. I think this definitely was mine. So
Based
yeah,
on an article, not a book. Okay, good.
yep.
Based on an article appearing in the New Yorker magazine in 1969. And the
Yes.
film was made in 1989. Wow.
hmm
All
Yeah.
right. So we'll look
So
that
yeah.
up.
So Michael J. Fox. Vietnam War movie. When was it? 1980. Sorry,
1989.
1989. So yeah, it's same time as
As Batman. Look at that. We bring it
Yeah,
all
there
together,
we go.
full circle.
But yeah, so yeah, back to a war movie. Thanks to me. There we go. But yeah,
This is a very interesting cast.
yeah,
Michael J. Fox, Sean Penn, John Leguizamo, John C. Reilly, Ving Rhames. This is Wendell Pierce. Very
this
interesting cast.
it's yeah, very. I like this movie. Before we go, it's a such a different take on what was happening. Before like in the Vietnam movie, kind of this little stint that everybody was doing. This is a very different take. I think it's quite interesting that having somebody with honor and keeping their integrity even when the shit is going on around them. But yeah, so yeah, that'd be interesting. But there we go. We got some good ones then. So we got The Fugitive and then Casualties of War. So yeah, that's all good. But yeah, so we got Harrison Ford and Michael J. Fox in two movies that ain't what you thought they would be.
No.
And we still got Back to the Future on there.
Oh gosh, there's another classic. There's so many. Every time we talk about one of those kind of movies, right away my brain goes to, have my kids seen it? Have my kids seen it? I don't know if they've seen. God, I hope they've seen Back to the Future. They have seen Karate Kid. I don't know if they've seen Back to the Future.
How have I not seen Back to the Future?
It's just like my kids had only seen the original Star Wars trilogy a few years ago because it missed them. They were, thank God, didn't watch the prequels or the sequels, although the prequels aren't as bad as, upon reflection. When the sequels came out, they just thought they were awful. So they didn't want to go back and see the original. And it's kind of hard to wipe that from their brains and start fresh. And there's a whole generation out there that hasn't seen the good ones. So, and they don't have the attention spans to sit and watch a film, let alone a trilogy.
Especially one that's dated, technology wise, as much as those ones are, unfortunately. But it's funny you mentioned the prequels, because I was, again, listening to a stream recently where somebody said this, and I was like, what a great way to say that. I can't remember exactly who it was. I wish I could, so I could give them proper credit. But it was something along the lines of, the prequels were movies that had good stuff in them, just had awful dialogue. And I was like, you know what? That is such a good way to put it. Between that and some wooden acting from Creighton Christensen. I said it backwards. Hayden Christensen.
He's gotten better, by the way.
Who's this?
And I even think he got better by the third movie. The second movie, he's a bit rough in, which fair enough. But him and Padme, Natalie Portman, they have no chemistry. So that whole thing just falls so
whatsoever.
Oh so, my gosh. It is more than just some bad dialogue. It's a bit of kind of wooden acting and some bad chemistry as well. But I just thought it was a good way to kind of summarize. I'm like, yeah, you got a point there. There is some good stuff, good Star Wars stuff, good storytelling stuff in that trilogy. Just a lot of bad dialogue and just kind of awkward acting.
That's where, the yes men took over. So yes, not going, do you want to comment about it? So yeah, anybody who's not seen it, sorry, just bring it out there. So
man, they both look so young. Jeez.
Yeah, dude, look fresh.
That is crazy.
But that's why I think this movie holder, because that's young. They look like Michael J. Fox has always looked young when he was doing his movie, and I like that because that's what Vietnam was.
Yeah,
they weren't like the young literally got sent. So I like how they're baby faced. I kind of like that kind of thing.
I have a picture of my dad, a couple of pictures of him, and when I was younger, seeing those pictures of him in the service, he looked, older, because I was like, I was born while he was still in the service. But now when I look at those pictures, like if I take a break and then look at those pictures, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my dad as a kid. This is my dad and his friends as kids deployed around the world during this horrible time. And it never hit me. And I think I've shared this with James, like he never talks about it. And it just, he's my dad, so he's older. He's my dad, so he's older. But now looking back, he was a kid. He looks younger than he looks my kid's age, right? When he was in the service, real super skinny. But yeah, when films don't get that right, and that's why I do find that part of Platoon where Charlie Sheen is kind of going into the camp, kind of fresh-faced and clean, and the others are coming out, and they look like they're 20 years older, but they're not. It's just what they've been through. And then the end scene when he's coming out and he looks much older just because of what he's been through. I appreciate those scenes. So looking forward to seeing it. This is a tough film. That's a tough one. So we got The Fugitive next week. It's not so tough.
It's a talkative, let's say, that is fault dividing. I think like that. What happens in the movie, you'd be like, whoa,
yeah.
What would you have done in that?
Yeah.
Not what that there's something happens. I'm not going to say it, it's spoilers, but as the Michael J. Fox's character, what would you have done? And that is the thing. Is like, yeah, it's hard. It is a thought provoking movie. Let's say that. But yeah, cool. Jay, I see you're back on it. We're doing some kind of 8 minutes ones, haven't you? So like we seen
a little longer one recently with the Batman top 5 boss fights. I just did another one talking about the success of K-pop Demon Hunters. So check those out. And then I don't know what brought it about, but I just randomly started. I think it was actually just doing the boss fight video. I just wanted to do some shorts of me playing Batman because I love those games and they're doing really well. So keep an eye out for those. Be more of those coming along.
Cool. Sandy, true YouTuber.
I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. I'm not. I keep saying this. Today, I wasn't supposed to go anywhere today, but again, it was a beautiful day.
What did you do?
So went from a little trek. I did the main street in Catonsville, Maryland, Music City, Maryland today. So I did that, just a really quick jaunt. But tomorrow, I don't know whether I'm in or out of the house. I am not streaming because I now have over 2,000 hours of real video, like camera video that I need to edit. Some for my own stuff, some for the Historical Society I support. And it's going to be, I need bad weather to edit. So please, like rain, but not a hurricane because then I'll lose power.
Come over to here.
I need winter. This is what I need. Although it's funny because I love hiking in the winter.
Yeah,
I just need to stay in. I need a reason to stay indoors so I can get this editing done because I'm really worried now with especially the stuff I'm doing for the Historical Society that I have so much that I've kind of lost my way, and I need to get refocused on a couple of things I'm working on. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be indoor editing and a couple of longer videos published along the way. But yeah, I'm going to try to not live stream. I appreciate everyone who watches me and joins me and comes along on my ramblings, but I have to stay put. Although it is a long weekend, it's a holiday Monday, isn't there? So we'll see. We'll see.
Excellent. I just noticed I'm wearing a Michael J. Fox t-shirt, and I didn't realize.
You are. Oh my God, you are.
I didn't realize that. I learned when you say it. I was like, oh my.
You're wearing the Back to the
Future top. Yeah, I didn't even realize. I was like,
it's a DeLorean. It's a DeLorean.
It's a DeLorean. That's it. For myself, I might do some Skyrim again. I say it's been doing very well for the channel.
The streams are doing really well,
and I've really enjoyed myself. I like that. The worst thing is when you go, oh, I should do another game, and I just kind of really enjoy it. So I'm like, I might go back. So Monday, more than likely, I'm going to go back for that. Review wise, I might review. I watched June Prophecy. Is that yeah? So I might do a review on that.
Face, so
yeah, something like that. It's one of the ones where I want to enjoy it. and yeah, it kind of things like otherwise. I'm still going through. Sandy will join us. I'm still going through that.
Gosh, oh my God. I love that. Early in my, my love of history, my mom, when it was on original television, I don't think I was born or maybe I was too little, but my mom got the VCR set because my mom really liked it. And I remember watching it on VCR, and it would come on television periodically as well. Like when Ken Burns released The Civil War, then North and South came back out on television. But definitely not historically accurate, but one of those things that can certainly
Really enjoyable.
inspire people to get into the history,
Yeah.
and it is a lot of fun. It's Patrick Swayze, Jonathan Frakes is in it, Kirstie Alley is in it, David Carradine is in it. You know, the grasshopper, kung, from Kung
Kill Bill.
Fu. Yeah,
And the guy from Kill Bill. Yeah.
it's some real. Oh yeah, and Kill Bill. There's some really fun performances, and a
Jay, you ever seen it?
strange snapshot of
No.
history.
I mean, it's still in the top 10 of the biggest series ever watched.
Miniseries of all time.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So they did like three.
Yep.
They like class it as 3 books, don't they? As the books, as the TVs, but like one episode is like 2 hours, isn't it? Like at least, and then they go.
Oh,
episode
yeah.
2 is like that, and then you go on to like, and then I think there's like 6 in each book, so it's like 10, 12 hours on each
Yeah, it
book.
was,
And that's the miniseries, and I'm like, that's not a miniseries. That's not a miniseries. Like that is epic. Like it was. It's great. So yeah, it's anybody's not watched it. Anybody likes that kind of it's that kind of very.
It started out with books. The books were North and South, Love and War, Heaven and Hell.
Yeah.
I think, if I'm remembering those. I have them, but they're just not in this room, and I can't just turn around and grab them. Like you can. It would take me a minute to find them. And then there were like some knockoffs. Like I think The Blue and the Gray was a knockoff of North and South, but it's so much fun. It's just fun.
I'd say that's not the Blue and Grey, but that's not it. That's another book. That's a good one. Sorry, you can actually guess what that's about just by the title. It's an alternative history one. It's quite.
Oh, it's one of those. Oh, Breivik. Over.
It's really it's actually really good. It's a romantic one, but then the concept of it is the twist of of certain elements changing. It's really I like it because it's historically really right, but they flip it. So it's quite good. But it's a romance novel, but with the history going in the background. But it's all about the Confederacy.
The like historical fiction that does the twisting and the flipping automatically I don't like, and I probably should give it a try. But there's even some that are.
But it's good when they go historical and then just the outcome, because sometimes the outcome is just a line moves, just a wall. They get to the wall first. They get to the It's literally, especially that kind of era. Like you look at even Napoleon and like that. What started film club? We always talk about Napoleon.
This whole thing was Napoleon.
And Jay, have you watched it yet?
Which? Sorry, I was just answering a text from my wife.
Napoleon.
Napoleon? Oh no, I do not intend to.
Don't bother.
I do not intend
Don't bother.
I've kind of let the ship sail on
recommend
Ridley
it.
Scott. I just don't think Ridley Scott's very good anymore. I let that ship sail.
No. Yeah, but that's the only one that I think we would all agree. That is not a recommend. There we go. But it's all good. But
but this one is a recommend. A Bug's Life is definitely a recommend.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. Bug's Life. Well done, Jay. Is a bit of a. I really thought you were going to go somewhere else, and you met Bug's Life. I was like, oh, okay.
You know me, keeping you on your toes.
There we go. Yes. But anything else to add?
No, just thanks for joining us, everyone. A lot of fun as always.
Yeah, always good chat. You've been awesome as always. A lot of fun talking about little bugs, but as we said, don't let the bugs bite. That is the most income. Like, who has ever been bit by a bug? in the bed, maybe. Mosquito bites will bite you, and we got no control over that.
I hate
But
that.
I know.
Yeah, get a mosquito zapper. Unless you live where Sandy does, then you have to smuggle them in.
Yeah. Now it's reminded me. I haven't, I used to try to figure that out and I gave up. Now I might need to check again and see how
There we go.
it is.
Gonna get some, gonna get
Zzz,
some
zzz.
squat knocking on
No,
your door.
I'm
Not
gonna go
squatting
watch
for you.
K-pop.
Yes,
The
yeah.
Hunter.
It is actually on my list. I must say
that
that is on my
I'm
It's
doing
on my
that
list to
tonight.
watch.
Fun watch. If you can, if your watching time and environment allows, turn the volume up. If you've got a good soundbar or a speaker
Ooh,
connected
good.
to the TV, turn the volume up to.
I just imagine Jay just dancing like that. He's watched it so many
Far
times.
off. You're not far off. No, it's the music is so good and it's just so well produced. Like I'm a big music fan, so I do appreciate that side of it. It's very well engineered, very well produced, the music itself, and the sound quality really comes through in a great way if you get to kind of just bump up the volume a bit while you watch it. So definitely recommend doing that if you can, if you live with people nearby or a baby's upstairs or somebody or a significant other's sleeping in the next room. Watch it at a moderate level or get some help. If you can, turn that volume up and enjoy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
At the moment, I'm still watching One Piece, the animated.
Oh, at the moment and for the foreseeable future, if that's the case. There's a lot.
I didn't. Yeah, there's a lot. I've had a spreadsheet sent to me. It's great. I love it.
That's a Hanayama spreadsheet. If I ever heard one.
It was. I was like, that's helpful.
Well, the good thing about him,
I'm here for the next century.
Well, yes, that's One Piece. It's just so long. But the good thing about Hana is he knows all the stuff you can cut out, all the fluff and just nonsense.
Did that. He said you don't need to watch these ones. These are like
so that's a big help.
I was like, okay, that's great.
You still have like 800 episodes, I'm sure, but it's better than
to get to that. It's 800 episodes. You can miss them too, and then you got another 1,000. You miss that one. That's One Piece game.
It's better than all of them.
I didn't realize it was that.
I started watching it after the live action came out, and once I got the full grasp of how epic, how much it was kind of like I can't take this on right now. I don't know that I can make it through all these episodes.
See, I don't mind it because we have a thing. We watch episode of House, and then Jay goes to sleep. If she can watch the whole episode, we're doing an episode. We're done for House. We're on season 7, I think it is. So spoilers. This is when James. I think this is coming up to James Wilson's bit, and then go to sleep. And then I was watching something I wanted to watch, so either Dawn Prophecy or Earth Alien, and then it was. Then I did One Piece, but it's good because they're only like 20 minutes long.
Yeah, they were short. They were short.
Yeah.
They make up for it in volume, but they were short episodes.
Oh, look, the new members just come in.
Hey, Abe. How's it going, brother?
Just popping in. He's just getting in because he's a member of a channel.
Oh, was it this channel? I couldn't remember whether it was on this channel or on Peach channel, but Abe got the
he probably got them on both. He probably got them.
Doesn't Abe get skipped a lot when the random gift? I could have sworn that
happened.
I think he
exceeded the maximum free membership. That's my theory.
He gets skipped a lot when all the the memberships get gifted. I forgot about that.
So we're saying,
but we're glad you got one, Abe.
So we are saying Abe's a freeloader.
Hey, I take when
they know you well.
I take the free gifted subs too.
But you get 2.
That's true. That's true. I might be a worse freeloader then.
But everybody, Abe, you came in very much late. You can give your score on, if you like, for Abe Bug's Life.
I got a feeling Abe liked a Bug's Life. Me and Abe usually have a similar taste.
Yeah, he is a beautiful butterfly. So yeah,
aren't we all deep down?
Yeah, no, we are. But everybody, have a great one. Have a great rest of the weekend. Hopefully in the UK, it will get sunny once again. We never know. Probably be thunderstorms and howl tonight. But everybody watch out for them roly-polies. Roly-polies. And I'm going to go and
they don't hurt you. They just roll.
It's roly-polies. All right, everybody, have a great one. And we'll see you next for The Fugitive, Harrison Ford. Let's go. Bye for now.